We straight gassing, cutting straight to the bricks. Ha ha. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. We smoking runts. Shorty got a BBL, took that shit out because she couldn't run. I had to do it to them snipe. I went Judge Judy on that pussy snipe. I'm not loyal to anybody. I'm a demon. I have no loyalty for anyone. Never did, never will. Shorty chose to be with a demon, sounds like her problem to me.
Dog.
Ha ha, this shit ain't nothing to me, man.
Damn.
My money longer than James Cameron.
Dog.
On and off the court, straight fundamentals. No funny business. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Moving like Dracula, we get it back in blood. You see it? I really did this. I'm really him. Flipped a whole brick into an empire. Stop playing with me. I have no sympathy.
Five Guys. Fuck my wife.
Damn.
Fuck my wife.
I have no sympathy.
Five Guys. Absolutely has sex with my wife. With my wife. With my wife. Five Guys. Sex with my wife. Oiled up.
Weird hip hop.
Like slippery. Oh my god.
He's fat.
Oh my god.
Talk about my wife.
Sex with my wife.
Please.
Tyrone. Kevin. Kilmer. 7.
Dog.
My wife is squirting everywhere. Oiled up.
Fuck all you hoes.
Five Guys. Absolutely has sex with my wife. With my wife. Five Guys.
I have no
Sex
sympathy.
with my wife.
I want to have sex with your wife.
Absolutely has sex with my wife. With my wife. Look at mom. Sex with my wife. Oiled up like slippery. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sex with my wife.
I want to have sex with your wife. Please. He's fat.
Look at mom.
Everybody knows I hate
My wife.
badasses. See?
Because then there was some weird running meme once I finally showed a picture of my wife that they said she looks like a horse. And I was like,
I need my horse, baby. Oh.
I want to have sex with your wife.
She's like my mother and my lover.
I love the horse.
I love my horse, baby. I love my horse, baby.
Dog.
I love the horse, baby. Dog. She's like my mother and my lover, yeah. I love my horse, baby. She's like my mother and my lover, dog. I love my horse, baby, dog. You're my soulmate. Put some makeup on your eyes right before you cry. Never ever say goodbye, married till I die. You're my soulmate. I just wanna get on top of you and ride until the sunset. Baby, let's go get some DoorDash. Let's go to Burger King. Fuck all the junkies in front.
Fuck all you
Just
hoes.
shooting up like they got guns. Let me get you a nice little burger with the buns. I got all the funds. I just wanna chill and have fun. You can play video games as long as I get drunk. Make some quick polls, those are my rules. And if you follow them, horse, baby, don't.
Let me tell you something, brother.
She's like my mother and my lover, yeah. I love my horse, baby.
Baller alert.
I love the horse.
I need my horse, baby.
There's nothing else you my wife that looks like that.
I love my horse, baby. She's like my mother and my lover, dog. I love my horse, baby, dog. You're my soulmate. Put some makeup on your eyes right before you cry. Never ever say goodbye. Married till I die. You're my soulmate. You're my soulmate.
All right. One last song and we dive into some family style chill, everybody. I hope you're ready for this.
I love my horse, baby.
And I love it when I drink all my coffee during the intro. I gotta go get another one.
Baby. I need my horse, baby. Oh. She's like my mother and my lover. I love my horse, baby. I love my horse, baby.
You wanna know what he did? He took the face of the escort and put a horse's head on it. And he said, my wife looks like a horse.
I need my horse, baby. Oh. She's like my mother and my lover.
Look at mom. Who is buying your DoorDash, baby? Who is paying your bills?
Look at mom.
I heard you got a job and a non-human son. I heard your man's name is Phil, but you left your heart in my Subaru. I miss your raccoon eyes too.
If you're the burger, I'm the king. Big Coke, big smoke, we'll take it home. Now it's just me and you, and the music's blasting out of the Subaru. And then you took your makeup off, and it made me see something about you. You're just what I want. You're not another hungry raccoon.
I heard you got a job and a non-human son. I heard your man's name is Phil, but you left your heart in my Subaru. I miss your raccoon eyes too.
I have no sympathy. I live for this shit. This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
I miss your raccoon.
Baller alert. Calling out baller alert. Got no problems with baller alert. With everybody on baller alert.
You left your heart in my Subaru. I
Baller
miss
alert.
your
Calling out baller
raccoon.
alert. Got no problems with baller alert. With everybody on baller alert and anybody else out there talking shit about me, here we go.
Here we go.
Argentina is a detractor.
Oh yeah, it's the biggest detractor. Matter of fact, we're deporting everybody from Argentina starting yesterday. Please show up to your local deportation facility. All right, everybody, welcome. This is another Swaycast live through the power of the internet, just like Boogie2988. And today we're going to be watching the second ever Family Night Q&A. From everything that I've heard about it is boring and insufferable, but we're about to find out. Yeah, there we go. Francisco is representing that. Wait, let me see how much that was in Ars. That's 20 Argentinian pesos, dude. That's what I'm talking about. We're counting pesos out here. All the other dudes counting fucking dollars. It's not even a real currency, dude. It doesn't even exist. So anyways, let's dive right into this. I'll try and sit through both of them, but I might just skip through a bunch. I don't know. If it's just talking about, hey cat, can you name a video game? And if all of it is just that, this stream might be very, very quick.
Alrighty, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our second ever family night here on DSP Gaming. I, of course, am here with my lovely wife.
Oh yeah, first let's have a fit check. Cat is wearing a very nice cardigan. I'm not even joking when I say it. It's nice cardigan.
It is truly unfathomable to me that people pay hundreds of American dollars because a sperm whale comes on a stream to answer pointless questions. If it were hundreds of Argentine pesos, I would be okay with that. Cat is literally shaped like a Foster's can.
It's really weird, but it's working. So he's not even gonna question why or how it's working. He's just gonna milk it until it runs dry. That's just how we do here on DSP Gaming.
And our
yeah, that is a different cardigan from Phil's cardigan, which looks very effeminate, by the way. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just pointing out the obvious. And this cardigan looks good on Cat. She's has a radiant smile. She looks happy to be there. And this dude looks as tweaked out as always. So let's see how tweaking he actually is.
Good evening. Welcome to our second ever family night here on DSP Gaming. I, of course, am here with my lovely wife, Kat.
Yeah, before we even start, Kat's eyes are stuck on something that is supposedly under the microphone. I assume it's some kind of a screen where she can just look at chat, which is not really in her best interest, but Phil doesn't really care about what's in her best interest, but what's in his best interest. I assume they have like some kind of a laptop or something else under the microphone, because DSP, whenever he leans in to read his own chat, he does it on the usual laptop that is just sitting there.
And our pet Jasper Kitty is on the floor in a bread position. He looks like a loaf of bread on the floor relaxing. And we did this in a surprise stream last week, right? It shocked all of you. You were all like, oh my god, Cat is on the stream for the first time for 5.5 years. And it went really well. We had a lot of fun doing it. And I actually asked Kat this week, I said, do you want to come back and do another stream? It's up to you. It's an open door for you. And
yeah, you can see she's really excited to be there.
Days, she says, yeah, I'll come back. Let's do it on Wednesday night. Let's relax and end your streaming week.
She looks very relaxed right now. All of her expressions are anything but relaxed. Anything but relaxed. It's like the dynamic I'm getting is when you're in high school and you get paired up on random pairs with somebody else and you just don't really have any chemistry with them, but you kind of have to be there so you can get a good grade. This is it. This is it. And the good grade means contributions.
Just a chill kind of hangout stream, and that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. But let's just lay down the ground rules before we start. All right. Number one, these are questions that are supposed to be like a casual hangout session. This is not super ultra personal. Please don't be asking crazy personal questions. We have the ability to
like
skip
what is a crazy personal question
or not answer any questions.
Like if she likes I don't know, French fries or curly fries, that's a crazy personal question
that you toss our way.
Anything can be crazy personal if you do the mental gymnastics.
It's not an interrogation or anything like that. Number two, this is not the place to be asking about, what about this documentary? What games are you going to be playing this year and stuff like that? You know, those questions are things for another day. This is
nothing says relaxing like a laundry list of things you're not supposed to do. Why didn't he just lean on the things that you're supposed to do and that make it so fun and entertaining? Oh, by the way, I missed some member extension shout out, so let me just do that real quick. Big ups to Andrew for 22 months who says hi, and big ups come back Josh for 22 months.
Why does Kat always look like someone is pointing a gun at her off camera? She actually looks like a hostage. Blink twice if you need help.
Maybe like people have been speculating, and I'm kind of split on that. Maybe Mike is there filming these kind of streams. I don't know. Maybe he's been there passively just observing and filming the last couple of days or every once in a while. I don't really know. It's weird to speculate about this, and it's very entertaining to do it.
us to kind of hang out and answer questions, particularly if you have a lot of questions for Kat. Obviously, that would be tonight would be the night for that because she's here. You don't have to be asking me.
I mean, clearly she's not used to being on a live stream, even though she used to be a streamer and she used to kind of feel comfortable in front of a camera. Clearly, she knows people are gonna troll. She pretty much knows everything that they're about to say already, and DSP is not doing anything to make it better.
Questions specifically and stuff like that. As you can see, we switched sides from last week. I was over there, but because of that, I couldn't really reach anything. Now I'm easily able to man this. I can update the leaderboard on the fly. I can read emails. I can read the chat. I can
read emails
quickly and easily. It's just weird because I look like I'm off to the side now, right? It looks a little odd, but like I said, what we need to do is we need to perfect it.
It really does feel forced, simply because you think about it, you know? With the documentary coming out, he needs as much hype as possible. Most probably Mike advised him to get Kat, so to shape up that family man persona. You put her on a late stream on a Wednesday. What does this mean? It's the last stream before the day off. So it gives him a nice little boost in tips before they go for the day off. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, I'm thinking that this shit is fucking forced.
This,
especially having it 2 weeks in a row. It's like, how many things can you ask those people? They're so boring. They don't ever do anything interesting. They don't go anywhere. They don't have any unique experiences. All their experiences they have is related to consuming something. You're either consuming media or you're consuming food, and that's about it.
I'm on a stool that's terrible, a terrible flimsy plastic stool, and we need to get something better, especially because as we told you last week, our plans are actually to do a co-op playthrough of the island mode, simulation mode, whatever it's called, in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and I gotta have a better seating situation than this in order to do it. So we're
No, you actually don't. You don't have to. You just want to. And it's okay to want to do it. It just, like, stop trying to find out reasons. Just say you want to.
Tomorrow when we're out.
That's his whole gimmick, is pretending to give you a bunch of reasons why he wants to do something when you know, it's kind of obvious. He just wants to do it because it feels better. It feels better to be sitting in a nice office chair and not a stool.
We can find a stool or an ottoman or something quick that we can grab and have.
Who's gonna grab it, by the way? Think of this. He has a bad back, and she is a lady. Who's gonna be moving the stool or ottoman up to the office if it's heavy? And I bet she also carries all the groceries.
For the setup, because this does not feel comfy, and it's kind of weird and off to the side, okay? All right, so let's start. We already have a few shout-outs to do. The way it's going to go is we're going to do
This wild, actually. We've been 2.5 minutes in. Kat didn't say a single thing.
Then we're going to read.
He didn't even ask her, how are you feeling, Kat? Not even like some generic introduction conversation.
Questions from the chat. In addition to that, we have a thread of questions that people posted up early in case they couldn't be here tonight. So I might go to that as well. If we run out of questions or things to do in the chat, we have a separate thread that we can reference, okay? All right, so we're actually going to start off tonight with a tip here. It looks like there's a $10 tip.
Oh, and Kat, what is she doing, man? It's like somebody is hiding a donut behind the microphone. She's just trying to see where it is. Like, what are you looking for, girl? Maybe she's just looking at Jasper. Maybe he's running crazy in the office. Who knows?
Sir Ed Sheeran the Pure. And he asks, will we ever go on a
just so interesting. They both look super uncomfortable, except Phil, because he doesn't have the self-awareness to feel uncomfortable in any situation. Unless it's the side scrollers where he knows he's blatantly lying to them, and he clearly feels uncomfortable.
I don't even know what couples game shows even exist anymore. Are there even any? Like,
yeah, Family Feud.
When I was growing up, you know, there were a few different game shows that I would watch, but even then, like, I mean, we're talking like outdated ones. Like, I'm not talking like current ones. Yeah, I used to watch like, what was it, like the $25,000 Pyramid and stuff like that.
Yeah, what about Kat?
I'm not even aware of any game shows that are couple shows. Are you aware of any current TV shows or whatever? Right? No. So,
oh man, they really messed her shit up in Curls and Twirls. I really don't understand this little piece of hair in the middle. I don't understand it. It's like no other haircut for a lady that I've ever seen before. It just doesn't make sense.
I guess the answer would be no, unless you guys have suggestions. I mean, no, obviously we're not going to put our names out there or anything like that. It's kind of a silly question. Thank you for the first contribution of the night.
Only Iced Coffee, thank you for re-upping your membership for 32 months. He said, not much to say other than I respect Cat a lot. There you go.
Oh, he respects Cat a lot.
For
Okay.
coming back and being on the
Oh, that's
streams
good.
after so long. So thank you, Only Iced Coffee, for all that support. Shadow Dancer, with the first super chat of the night, says, hey guys, good to see Cat again. Thank you, Shadow Dancer, for that. And then Cloudy did a $1 super chat there. Thank you to Cloudy. Appreciate that very much. And I actually have the keyboard right in front of me, so I could type it right away.
Wow.
Juggling things.
It's amazing, dude. It's almost like you do this professionally. And it's still not professional. Because nobody types it up like this. People got automated shit, so you don't distract everybody by typing stuff on a physical leaderboard. Not physical, but physically typing it manually.
So it should go much smoother this week, okay? All right, so that's it for contributions so far. If any more come in, we're going to shout them out. But in the meantime, if you want to tag me in the chat at dspgaming to ask us questions. The one topic we'll probably talk about tonight at some point is that we played the Tekken 8 demo last week, right? And you really liked it. So I'm sure people might ask about that. But outside of that, let's see what else you guys want to talk about. So here you go. Derek is asking, I've lived in Seattle about 10 years. You've now lived in Seattle.
Derek, by the way, on the community post about questions, Derek had like 4 questions.
Yeah,
and he showed up to ask more.
About 6 years?
Yeah.
It was early 2018, yes. So what is it that we like about living in Seattle? I'll let you answer first, and then I'll answer anything personally. But what do you like about living here in general?
I mean, we don't get crazy snowstorms or freezing temperatures like on the East Coast.
Right.
But
terrible weather. Extreme weather.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd say that's a positive.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's it? That's all you like?
Food, I guess.
Well, what kind of food that's out here do you like?
All kinds.
Well, there's a lot of Asian food, like sushi places and...
Oh my god, this is just Phil, dude. This is just Phil 2.0. It's like Phil Jr. No wonder they don't want to have a kid. Phil already has a kid, and it's exactly like him. Oh, this is such like... Oh my god, I've never seen this happen to anybody else. Because I know a lot of couples, and I've been in several relationships that have lasted multiple years. And naturally, people in a relationship are going to start kind of acting like one another. They are becoming similar in personalities. If you engage with the hobbies of your significant other, you get closer. But to some extent, to the extent where these people are doing it, where she feels like a DLC to DSP. She feels like something that comes in the same box as DSP, as like a free toy. And it's so weird, man.
No. I mean, the thing is like, there's ups and downs to living anywhere.
That's right.
So...
Well, he's just asking, what do you like about being
Yeah,
here,
the food,
right?
the food and the weather is nicer.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously negatives too, but you know.
No, for me, it's been a couple quick things. Number one, everything here is easily within a drivable distance, and you don't have to drive long distance to really do anything.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, but that goes for any other place too, as long as you live in a place that is within a drivable distance.
Anything we need, a grocery store is around the corner, a pet store, an electronic store, a electronics store, grocery store, anything you can think of that you need. And we haven't driven on the highway since you moved here. Not once.
What is this? I know, actually, the lore about the highway is really weird. And it has to do with his car crash, his car accident that many people believe it's been massively exaggerated because, I mean, of course, it's dark side fucking Phil. So, I think the story goes he was driving on the highway. Let me just play this one.
Derek should have asked Kat to say his name.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Maybe.
Kat's eyebrows are as fake as their romance.
Oh, I gotta say, I don't mind her eyebrows. They look nice. They look much better than before. And her makeup is much better than it used to be like 5 years ago. So anyways, DSP had gone on the highway, and I think he was driving too slow or something. So somebody overtook him, and it caused him to crash. And then he claims that like half of his face was burned off. It's almost like Two-Face from Batman. But of course, clearly you can't see any of that nowadays. There are no scars, there are no marks. So since then, he's been too scared to go on the highway. And also, I think he got like a cramp or something, or maybe his back hurt. so it made him crash. It was really stupid. Basically, what happened is he lost control. He got panicked because his dark side filled, and he fucking crashed.
Had to.
I don't think so.
Because everything is so close. I mean, the furthest we drove, I think, was to a doctor appointment that was like an hour away. And that's like the furthest out we've gone. You don't have to. When I lived in Connecticut, you'd have to drive halfway across the state to get to half the stuff. It was frustrating. The other thing that I like about being out here is there's less people here than there were when I lived in Connecticut. It was very
Yeah, you should go live in the jungle. There are no people
I
there.
went out to do anything in Connecticut,
And you would fit right in.
Bumper to bumper traffic trying to drive around this already tiny state, and it was just a nightmare getting around. Here, you can get from point A to point B without too much traffic as long as it's not like rush hour. So those would be my two positives. And of course, Connecticut had a state income tax, and here there is no state income tax. There is a business tax that I pay because I operate a business here, but it's very different. But then again, our sales taxes here are higher, so it's kind of a trade-off. But I think I'd rather spend more on taxes because I choose to spend my money rather than just take it right out of my paycheck, which is what they were doing in Connecticut. So
sure, man.
That's one of my major differences. So, okay, we have a second tip coming in tonight, a $20 tip.
Oh, there we go. 1 minute, man. Oh no, that's the
Bonus
late stream.
101. He says,
He's
hello
sleeping.
to Phil, Cat, and Jasper. Great to see you all back again, and great to see you back, Cat. Awesome. Thank you very much, Ponage. That is the second tip of the night. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. Jasper is in here. He was actually jumping on the chair earlier, but he just decided to lay on the floor. He's on the floor right now. If he jumps up on the chair again, which he might, you know, he doesn't particularly stay in one place.
Oh, we particularly don't give a fuck about Jasper at any point.
Let's see here. So it looks like we got a couple super chats, but give me a second to get back over there.
Oh my god. And again, just like last stream, half of these 8 minutes is just talking about contributions and how the stream is set up. In like probably 40% of the other half is Phil answering the question, and then the rest is just Cat not answering or just talking in circles.
Because for some reason the leaderboard takes forever to update these days. So we have Demon in the corner that a super chat. He says, Cat, don't
Demon
be tense,
in the corner.
relax. It's going to be a nice relaxing stream tonight, he said. So there you go. And Mr. Game Master with a super chat tonight. Thank you, Game Master, for the super chat as well. Let's get you up on the leaderboard, and then we'll see what else people have to say.
Oh, and she is...
Okay.
Man, she is sniping that chat. She is like meditating in that chat. And now we got a squint trying to figure out what's happening. Now we're looking to the side. Is Mike there? Is Mr. Clum filming? Huh?
All right, let's see here. Okay, this is a question for you. Now, I don't know if you've ever done this before. Curly Fox says, I don't know if you've said you never gamed much in the past. Did you ever play Pokemon? And what would your starter Pokemon pick be? Did you ever?
What do you mean she didn't game much in the past? She was literally a gaming streamer.
Ever play Pokemon before?
She wasn't successful, but I mean, most of them aren't successful. Most people stream in front of like 10, 20, 30 people, and that's pretty fucking fine because they got their audience. They're having fun, whatever.
Have a starter Pokemon in any of them?
No, I don't remember. If
Bro,
I did,
just
it
say
was so long
something.
ago. I haven't played Pokemon recently.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have any Pokemon that you like particularly? I mean, you probably watched me play it a few times, right?
No.
No. No. Okay. Be honest. If you don't really care about Pokemon, you don't care about Pokemon, right? Okay. All right.
Okay, well, that's
Midwest man says, how do you like your coffee? How do you drink your coffee when you have a coffee?
only iced.
Usually like flavored creamer.
Mm-hmm. Like what flavor?
Well, right now I tried that peppermint mocha flavor. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Or hazelnut.
Fair enough. Okay. We have an actual answer. I'm satisfied. You know, we got her favorite flavor of coffee. If I ever have her over for a coffee, I know what to make. You know, peppermint mocha thing with a creamer.
Me,
and I'm going to provide the creamer myself.
You're black.
Bleh.
I used to drink coffee when I had an office job, and I would load it up. I would put creamer, I would put sugar, I would put everything, and it was so many calories that I mean, you guys remember the old videos of me, how fat I was and everything. So when I drink coffee now, I just drink a black cup of coffee because all I want is the energy boost from it. That's it. That's the only reason I'm drinking it. I'm not drinking it for flavor. I'm not drinking it for anything else. So
bro, we don't give a fuck, bro. We actually don't give a fuck. You could answer this any other day.
Here. Thank you, Cloudy, for the super chat. Spidey, that would never work. He says, why don't we get a third stool and put it between us for Jasper?
Oh, yeah.
Jasper is not the kind of cat that just sits in one spot. In fact, as we just said that, he stood up, scratched, repositioned, and moved to a different spot on the floor. He is not
Thank
a
you for
cat
the
that
Jasper
he's dead
update.
asleep.
All the 0 people
He's never,
that are fans of him would
You know, just
care
in the
about
same
it.
spot. Just be honest, okay? So, do you have any particular chocolates that you like? Do you have like a favorite brand of chocolate or type of chocolate?
Dog, it's all the questions to her is just either video games or eating food. And now this one is about eating food. I mean, come on, you should be just say something. Just say Lindor or something.
I guess the Hershey's with the almonds.
All right, there we go.
That
That sounds nice.
Chocolate? What do you like?
I mean, I
better?
prefer dark chocolate because it's not as sweet, and I don't like overly sweet things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat a lot of sugar.
Oh, look at him, dude. Look at him. He keeps nodding again. This is my favorite gimmick of these streams is him just nodding. And so it happens I got beats running in the background. So now we got to actually sync him to the beats. It's so fucking funny when he pretends to be listening to her while he doesn't give a fuck. He's just reading out the contributions in his head.
Milk or dark chocolate? What do you...
Yeah, just look at him. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's having so much fun. And it just keeps going, bro.
He's milking his coffee, not even for sustenance. Milking a coffee.
And not even for sustenance, dude. You're milking. Go to your therapist and tell him that you milked the coffee today. How are they gonna look at you? You milk the coffee, not even for caffeine.
So the answer for me, I just love all chocolate. I've already answered that
all
question
chocolate.
a million times. I actually just love any kind of chocolate. I'm a chocoholic, and I'm addicted to it.
Chocoholic.
That's my candy. Like, I prefer to eat anything with chocolate, and I really don't eat candy without it. So, Bloomkid did a super chat. He said, so for video games, do you prefer a sci-fi setting, a fantasy setting, or a modern setting when you're playing an RPG? And do you have a favorite?
Okay, this is an actual question, man. This is an actual question that you can talk about, you can answer, and just give your honest opinion. There's no right or wrong answers. Just say how you feel, Kat. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Please, let's go.
Fantasy or modern? What would be your preference?
Fantasy.
Fantasy?
Yeah.
Now, when you say that, you mean like medieval?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why? Do you just like the knight aesthetic more?
Yeah.
Or...
You know how in school they teach you to answer with complete sentences? You know, so somebody asks you, what's your favorite type of fantasy or sci-fi? My favorite type of genre of fiction is sci-fi because so-and-so and so-and-so. They teach you this in like the 2nd grade.
Magic and stuff like
Yeah.
that over a sci-fi.
It's more fun. Like, for instance, like, I like Elder Scrolls more than... I mean, I like Fallout a lot, but if I had to choose, I would choose Elder Scrolls over Fallout because it's a more... Like, I like the magic. I like the different races. You know, I like just that kind of thing. The aesthetic is better.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
All right, well,
Dentronics,
there you go.
re-upped their membership for 2 months. And Dentronics, this is a question for Jasper Kitty. Now, Jasper is falling asleep. His eyes are drooping. So we'll have to answer it for his behalf, I guess.
So he's just as capable of answering the question as these two right here.
His question is, what is your favorite litter style, scented or non? And we can answer this because we've actually tried various different litters over the years with him. And the one he likes the best actually is, what is it? Is it like rose and what is the scent?
What?
It's something with hemp in it, isn't it? Or something like that?
No, it's like... I don't even remember. It's like Clean Paws or something, or... I don't know.
No, well, it's clean paw, but what was the scent? Remember it had a particular scent to it?
Rose scent? I don't know.
I think it had hemp in it. It had,
Yeah,
I
maybe.
swear it had hemp or something in it.
Yeah.
And it's weird because we've tried all these different ones, right?
Yeah.
And then that particular one seems to like calm him down when he uses it for whatever reason. When he, you know, it seems to be, and plus it makes the house smell really good too, compared to some of the other scents. They smell more like a very like.
Oh, you guys are fucking helpless.
Deodorizer odor.
Yeah.
And that
Get the fuck out of here. I'm skipping this stupid fucking segment. This is the worst question, man.
smells more like a nice scent for the house.
And this dude starts talking about litter. Literal litter for a cat. And goes on for like 2 minutes.
But
Okay. Well, I like the Gain scent. They have a Gain scent one too.
well, you prefer the Gain scent, right?
Yeah.
They have a one that smells kind of like the Gain detergent, right?
Yeah.
And so that one is one that we've got.
Big ups Eurobeat for 22 months, dude.
Over the years too. Oddly enough, when we go to the pet store, they don't usually consistently have the same one. Like when we like one, we'll buy it for like 6 months, and then they just won't have it anymore. So then we have to buy a different one. We have to keep swapping. So we don't have like one consistent, litter that we've had for like years, because we have to every year change it depending on what they have at the store for some odd reason.
What? Can't you just order it from Amazon and not be dependent on the store? Dude, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. The more he keeps talking, the more he makes himself look like a complete idiot. But the thing is, he has absolutely no self-awareness. We know that for a fact. I think Kat has more self-awareness than he does, even though she has some of his personality traits. But you can see her cringing whenever he's going on and on about this shit, because she realizes how stupid it is to actually be going off about fucking litter and how you get your litter and where you get it from and how much it costs and all that other bullshit.
What's up with that?
The
Okay.
snort fort is being deodorized by cat litter. Imagine that. No incense, no Febreze, no candles. Cat litter.
Oh, I think I'm pretty sure they got some candles or at least some kind of an air freshener. I think he talked about it in the past, but I don't know. I think there's something more than cat piss.
Looks
It
like
must
we got a tip
be.
that came in here. Let's give that a look. We got a $5 tip from Andre, and he says,
"Oops, what is she peeking at? She playing Rainbow Six Siege? She's peeking around the corner. We got an enemy. We got the ops."
Phil encounters humorous moments all the time during gameplay, whether it be part of a story or a game bug. Do you encounter such moments yourself when you game? Is it something common to you to run into game bugs?
Oh, all the time. They're just not as memorable because I'm playing it by myself. So,
Right.
You're playing it on a stream with a bunch of people to laugh about it.
Right.
I laugh about it, but it's like I don't really remember it in my head because
Well, the game that you have probably complained the most about recently with game bugs would be Starfield, right?
Oh,
And-
that's the most recent one.
Yeah, and what would you like? What were some of the things you were encountering in that were driving you nuts?
Well, basically the game was freezing on me every like 40 minutes or so, like 30 to 40 minutes. The game would freeze up,
Right.
or it would just plain crash, and then, like I said, you have to constantly save in that game, because then sometimes if you don't save, it'll just crash and it'll just lose progress.
Right.
Bad frame rate. I mean, I've lost.
That's common on consoles. The frame rate was terrible on consoles, right?
Yeah, it was just terrible.
Okay.
Okay.
This is up to you if you want to answer this or not. Dan did a super chat saying, "What is your favorite quality about DSP?" First of all,
Oh yeah, we got this. Why do we have the introduction to the question be like, oh yeah, you can feel free to not answer this if you don't want to. Why not? It's a perfectly normal question. What is your favorite quality about your soulmate, the person that you engaged with for the rest of your life? But now I want to see everybody's reaction to this one.
Crash and it'll just lose progress.
Right.
Bad frame rate. I mean, I
that's common on consoles.
Yeah.
It's terrible on consoles, right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay. This is up to you if you want to answer this or not. Dan did a super chat saying, "What is your favorite quality about DSP?" First of all, you can call me Phil. My name is Phil, not DSP. Yes.
This channel is called DSP Gaming, bro. You've been going under DSP for like 20 years.
DSP on my gaming streams, but this is a real stream of the two of us just kind of hanging out. You can call me Phil.
So?
Do you have any favorite qualities about me that you would like to share? If not, you don't have to. This is,
If not, what do you mean if not? If she doesn't have any favorite quality about you, her husband?
Pressure here or anything, okay?
No pressure. Just try and think of one thing that you like about me, okay? That should be very hard.
Honest question, maybe I'm reading into this too much, but when he says we got a tip instead of I got a tip, you think that means anything? He said finances are separate and he typically says I got a tip. It's just weird to me. It's all for Hogan's anyways.
Well, yeah, I do think their finances are separate, but I think since there's two people on the stream, and the stream got a tip, instead of saying I got a tip, he would say we got a tip. But usually he also does this for the whole we stuff to make people feel like they're a part of the experience. Whenever it's like, we hit the members goal, we hit the tips goal, we did this, we did that. It's just, the whole illusion that there's more people there's more people involved than just him that benefit from this.
No.
Funny?
Funny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
She thinks I'm funny. That's good. That's good, right? Okay. Levi did a super chat.
That was it?
Says, hey, Phil, I've been a big fan all the way since your original Dead Space 1 play.
So she's with him because he's funny. Well, there we go. And you know, like, I could list a generic list of stuff that you can like about your soulmate. Supposedly your soulmate. So number one, they take care of me. They care about my feelings. They care about what I like doing. They engage with my hobbies. You can still say they're funny. They're, you know, got a good sense of humor. It's just off the top of my head, a bunch of generic stuff that you can say about anybody.
Through. I've now graduated college. All the love, my man. Let's have a great 2024. Well, thank you so much to Levi. Very, very much for the super chat. And I'm glad that I've entertained you for so long. I mean, you're talking a good 15 plus years, right? I mean, that was 2008.
Yeah, thanks, Levi.
Playthrough when it was a brand new game. So that's amazing. Thank you for watching for so long. Okay, let's continue. Now I know you guys are asking questions, but they've all scrolled off the screen. So if you tag me again,
what?
No, you may not call me Philip.
Can you just not?
It's against the
Can you
rules.
just scroll up?
Let's see here. A question
No.
for us both. I started playing the Yakuza series with Zero. Who do you like more, Kiryu or Goro? Goro Majima. So, which character do you like better?
Kiryu.
Why do you like Kiryu better?
He just has a better...
He's cringing so hard anytime she answers with one word, and it's just like silence, and he has to ask her, okay, so why? It's like you're talking to a child. Literally like you're talking to a child.
Better backstory.
Okay, so you like this, but why?
Or more interesting backstory, I think.
Okay. For me, I mean, it's Kiryu for me, and the reason is he's always been the protagonist. Goro's been a semi-protagonist for several games, but he's kind of like the wild card character, like they say. What do they call him? The mad dog or whatever, and he's like nuts, and he just goes crazy in combat. And I get the appeal of that, you know, almost like a psychopath, but at the same time, I prefer to have more stable character. Doing somebody else, and down to years old, so I like him better. Let's see here. Climb the super chat. It says, are there any childhood games, hold on, any childhood games you'd like to get a genuine good remaster or a remake? For me, it would have been Crash Bandicoot, and that was fulfilled. Are there any games that you played when you were younger that you'd like to see come back and maybe be redone for a modern audience?
Oh yeah, mine is Slave Zero, and that's actually happening. They're doing like a remake of it. It's really fun. It's called Slave Zero X.
Did they ever do Donkey Kong Country? I don't think...
Oh, it's not a remake.
It's
a fucking
over a decade.
It's a side scroller.
It was
no,
Donkey
come
Kong
on.
Returns, and then they did Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
I'm not playing it.
But the last
0
one was
out of
like
10.
10 years ago on the Wii U, so it's been ages since there's been one.
Yeah.
So you would like to see another Donkey Kong Country game for like the Switch?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, for me, when I think back to the games from my youth, most of them still exist. Mario still exists. Final Fantasy still exists. Street Fighter still exists in a modern capacity. So quite frankly, most of the games that you would think, oh, we're going to have like you know, but wow, tip side of things, a bunch of tips have rolled in.
Every time he starts answering like long-winded answers, I'll just put it on like 10 times the speed. And you can just look like, you can look at Kat.
While I get through,
because she's just absorbed by the chat.
These one by one, and then we'll get back to the common questions here. We have a $5 tip from Super Snow Carl.
It's actually, if you kind of took the time to see and separate the time when he is talking and the time that she is talking, I'm sure he talks like 10 to 15 times more than her in this stream.
Turbo HD Remix, who says, don't mind me. I'm going to try to fall asleep tonight with your voices in the background. I have sinus pressure above my eye. I'm going to medicate and then join with Jasper and crash as well. Wow. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's gone completely, Jasper's gone completely stretched out and flat on the floor as if he's like a deflated tire or balloon. So there you go.
Come on.
Jasper's relaxing. I hope you feel better there.
Big up Space Droop for 13 months. Who can eat more bananas, Cat or Donkey Kong? I don't know, man. When it comes to bananas, I trust nobody but the banana squeezer himself, Mr. Brunel.
Here?
He's a big fan of the
Like
squeezing bananas in his mouth.
Tip. Okay, so this person asked, this is for both of us, I guess. What non-gaming, non-food stuff do you guys like to do? For example...
Whoa, crazy. This is the unanswerable question.
My wife and I do all kinds of stuff. Notably, they apparently have a farm.
What is she looking at? What the fuck is this? She's straight up almost out of the shot looking at something.
That they run, which is
that's
pretty
cool.
crazy. So do you want to take that? Like, what kind of stuff do we do outside of just gaming, right?
Well, we have our day off,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
I mean, we like to watch shows together.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, that was kind of the point of the question. What is something that is not related to consuming media or food that you guys like doing? And then we instantly start talking about the day off where they just go to the store and then they watch TV.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's not consistent. Like, we don't watch narrative-based shows. Usually we're watching like a reality show
Or a game playthrough.
That's right. See, that's what I was just gonna say. It's not always just a show on like a TV station we're watching. As I've told you guys over the years.
Yeah, but you're just watching TV. That's the actual answer.
Now we've begun to watch other YouTubers and Let's Players, and it's varied. And we're not gonna name names because we know idiots will go out there and try to harass these people.
What?
Because I said a name on a stream.
What? We're gonna harass some big YouTuber just because Phil says he watched them? How does that make any sense? What is that YouTuber gonna do? Ban DSP from watching him? What exactly is gonna happen?
But it could be any
Yeah,
game.
get the fuck out of here.
Someone played Detroit Become Human, and then we went and while we're watching, someone play Red Dead 2.
Did it work? Did you guys become human?
I started playing Red Dead 1, and then we started playing watch Red Dead 2, and all kinds of stuff going on. So, yeah. And, you know, at night, we listen to some relaxing music, like, for the last half hour before, like, we go to sleep. We turn on some kind of relaxing music. Like, during Christmas, it was, like, Christmas themed. Now we're listening to jazz music and stuff like that. And that's been different over the years. Stuff that we've changed, so. Okay. Continuing on. There's a $3 tip here. Would you guys consider watching Terrifier 1 and 2? Are you into over-the-top gory horror movies? Are you into over-the-top gory horror movies?
Yeah. So, by the way, he's answering the question. The answer is already no, and y'all know.
Not, no.
And she's just not into it.
You don't
Fair
really
enough.
like horror movies, right? You don't
mean,
don't watch them at all.
I like psychological horror. I don't like
Gore.
gore.
Gore is the opposite of what you like when it comes to movies.
Not like,
right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, no. For me, here's the thing. Do I like gory movies? Not particularly.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. We've heard this like 1,000 times, bro.
From August. Did you ever
Look at this. What is she looking at, man? What is she looking at?
work at a gas station?
Look at this, and this is so much of this stream is just like leaning into almost like spy on people. It's like she's lurking on somebody.
No, I haven't. Yeah, did you ever work at a gas station?
No.
No. So we have no experience working at any kind of a gas station or anything like that.
I haven't either.
Thank you to August for a $5 tip. I assume probably August asked, maybe August works at a gas station or has in the past, perhaps, right? Could be the reason why. All right. Swinging back over to the YouTube side of things. Hold on, because I got indigestion. Excuse me. Sarah did a super chat and asked, this is for Kat, does Phil rage in real life like he rages when he's playing video games?
No.
Really? I'm not exactly the same in real life as I act on stream?
No.
You mean that possibly I may just be hamming it up for the camera every once in a while?
Really? 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 Does hamming it up for the camera include calling people worthless humans? And that they're terrible people because they beat you in Street Fighter fairly?
Entertaining for
Come on, bro. Come on. How are you trying to make this fucking narrative? We all know it's just fucking Phil. He's just a temper tantrum having man baby. Everybody fucking knows that. He's always been like that.
Is that what you're getting at here?
Yes.
Yes. As I've told you guys, I'm not the same person. Outside of this office, I'm not.
Oh, so you're fake then? So it's a lose-lose either way. It's a catch-22, Phil. It's either you're fake as fuck in pretending to be hype just for the children in your audience to like you.
Exactly the same person that you see on camera. When you're on camera and you're raging at a fighting game or a freaking first-person shooter, that's one thing. But when I step out of this office, I don't take that with me, right? I don't. And I don't get easily pissed off and over-the-top angry outside of this house doing stuff like I do playing a game.
Well, I mean, thank God. I really, really sure hope so. Because that house might have a bunch of holes in the wall, and Kat might try and cover up a bunch of black eyes, if that was the case. Because this dude, he has huge anger management issues.
It's a little different, okay?
To the point where sometimes he would have a pre-stream and start talking about something, and out of nowhere, you would get hit with a super toxic rant about something, and you couldn't even tell where it came from. He just lashes out on somebody.
Cole, I appreciate the super chat. However, we're not going to answer the question. He said, what are your favorite places to eat out? I'm not going to answer that because we can't do that because there's people who stalk and do stupid shit. But I can say that we've had so many different kinds of food that we've had eaten out. Right?
I mean, bro, you literally tell us what kind of food you're having is that it's around your area, so people can just look up like Chinese food in the Renton area, and you just get to find the place. It's as easy as fuck. But yeah, that's a good point. 0 snorts. Yet again, 0 snorts, no throat clears, no burping, no nothing. It's best behavior Phil. It's almost like somebody else is watching you guys. Who might that be? And would he rhyme with cum?
Particularly around here, the Asian food is quite good. You know, ramen places, sushi places. There's a place nearby that has giant bowls of pho, however you pronounce it, Vietnamese soup.
Yeah.
You know, so there's all kinds of great Asian food around here. Particularly, that's something that we do eat. But we're not going to sit here and name names because then people are going to be stupid about it. Okay. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Just dumb questions here.
And also, how are people going to be stupid about it? That's what I don't understand. I don't understand the trolling possibilities of this. What are you going to do? You're going to email the place? You're going to call the place and say gout, gout, gout on the phone and then hang up? How can you exactly troll a completely innocent place that just makes food? That has nothing to do with this, just because this guy goes there every once in a while to get food.
Banning people.
It's just him trying to reinforce the narrative that people are going to fuck with everything that he comes in contact with.
All right. Let's see here. All right, I guess we can talk a little bit about the Tekken 8 demo. We got a couple people who've asked about it tonight. So last week when we had our day off together, we were just kind of, you know, after having run all the errands and everything, we just sat down and Kat was looking for something to play because right now there's no major releases out, and the next game she's really highly interested in is Like a Dragon Infinite Well, and she's looking for something to play, and she sees, you know, demos, right? And she's going through all the demos on Xbox, and she finds Tekken 8 and says, what the hell? You know, I'll just download it. So, what did you think about the demo? Like, when you played it, what were your impressions, and what did you like, and you know, what caught your interest? Because I was surprised that you liked it as much as you did.
Well, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I'm not a huge fighting game person, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a try because it's something different, you know. And I thought it was. I mean, I was surprised as I was playing it. I was having a lot of fun, and it felt really smooth. Like, you know, the graphics were good. The there's only 4 characters in the demo, so I mean, there's not like you have a lot of options to try different characters, but the ones that they did have, they were really fun to play with.
Yeah, but he's listening to music again. I'm gonna do the gimmick again. Yeah.
But the ones that they did have, they were really fun to play with. And again, I'm kind of new to Tekken, so I don't remember the names specifically of the characters.
Well,
but
she started off with Kazuya, and then after having played a lot of the arcade mode with Kazuya, she started the story mode, and the story mode makes you play as Jin. So then she played with Jin for the story mode.
Hey, Jin.
So Kazuya in the arcade mode, and then Jin in the story mode. So
yeah.
And by the way, we should
shout out to Jin.
This is on the Xbox Series S. This is not the X. She plays on the S, and it ran beautifully.
Yeah, she's not a real gamer just like me. I also got the S. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Outside of one issue that I had with logging into my account that seemed to get fixed on the next day, I have no complaints. It's a good machine.
Smooth 60.
I can play Forza, you guys.
So you played the 2 modes that were available. Out of the 2 modes, the story mode and the arcade mode, which did you like better?
Well, I mean, the thing is the story mode is only like one short chapter, and most of it is an intro to the game. It's not actual gameplay. It's like one fight or something like that. So,
by the way, can you guys hear us fine? Because I forgot to ask them. That's totally my fault. Are we good? Are we in a good position? Do either of us need to get closer or whatever? Because I want to make sure you guys can hear us tonight. So if someone could tell me if we're sounding all right. I'm sorry I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just realized we hadn't mentioned it at all. Are we good? You guys can hear us good? Sound is good. Okay. All right, I'm sorry, continue. So you were saying the story's only one fight, right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like, and it's between the father and the son.
Right.
So that was fun, but it's like I played more of the other mode because there was more available for the, what was it, the arcade mode?
Yeah, I think that's what they're calling it. It's
Yeah.
like arcade simulation mode, as if you're really a player going to an arcade to
Yeah.
play the local competition.
Yeah, so obviously that one was longer. Like there's more content in that one to play than there is the story mode. It's obviously they're not going to show you, for the demo.
Dude, he's rocking out so hard. The bobblehead mode is the funniest shit, man. I could watch him sit there and nod his head for days. It's so entertaining.
The
Yeah.
demo,
It's
exactly.
the most entertaining thing in this stream. Alongside with Kat just dodging all the time, like she's having people like aim at her with like sniper rifles and she's trying to avoid it.
I mean, yeah, I would say I liked them both, but
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't really get a lot, like I didn't get to play a lot of the story because there's no story to play. So
Right.
I will say like I like them equally both.
So you think, I mean, honest question, do you think you're going to get it? Do you think you're interested in
Probably.
getting it and playing it from what you saw?
Yeah.
Because by the way, we should bring this up. The game has 32 characters. That's an insane amount of characters for the launch of any game. So you think, even if there's only 1 or 2 characters you like, you're
I
probably
would
going to
ask, who is usually on top on the 2 times you had X in the fake marriage/adoption, or where she got that first Texas Chainsaw Kitten mask she has on? Where did she find it? We need more Jasper. Big ups, Mia. Make a boring day, gangs, today.
Hold on. I would ask, who is usually on top on the 2 times you had X in the... Oh, I got it. Well, his back hurts, so he needs to be laying down, if that helps.
up finding another one eventually that may even plays differently that you like. You're going to have replayability, and that arcade mode lets you switch characters. So
Mhm.
you're not stuck playing the same character the whole time. You can learn different characters and swap between them in that mode,
Yeah.
which is kind of neat. Excuse me. Okay, so there you go.
Raven's
thank you to
Dolphin
Rob-
is a lowly fan BTW.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. And I've seen him address it, and I don't think he did a very good job. I'm not really convinced
Ryan
in what he
re-upped,
said.
his membership for 8 months. He says you bring entertainment.
Very
to us,
disappointing.
Phil. All right, well, I'm glad that you enjoy the entertainment, Ryan. Thanks for 8 months of support. Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind
Oops,
of a
what is she lurking at again?
question, Demon in the
It's a very interesting question.
In general, if you wanted to answer it, I mean, you have a friend or two out here who's
Yeah,
like people from your jobs and
I'm not
stuff,
going to talk
right?
about that because
Right.
there's too many weirdos.
Exactly, that's the problem. As much as I'd like to say, sure, we have some friends and acquaintances out here and we hang out with them and we do this and that. Like, there's personal stories we could tell, but we're not, because then that
Like
involves
what?
them. And we have so many stalkers on the internet who
How?
are just nuts. They'd probably try to track these fucking people down and be malicious.
What? You can just say we have people we hang out with, and sometimes we go out and we do this and this. And that's it, and nobody can find out anything. It's just abstract, vague information. It makes it seem like you just don't have any friends and you're looking for excuses to just not admit it.
Do them.
Right.
So we're not going to do that, okay? Oh, let's see here. So FizzGeek, thanks for
It's like the
super chat,
weirdest
but
shit,
I
dude.
think we've already kind of answered the question. He basically says, I've been following you since you started. You don't let the drama get to you. And you both are awesome. What hobbies do you have? I think we already answered that, right? Like, we like to watch other YouTubers.
You like to
playthroughs.
consume.
We're we're gamers. We watch some shows together, and that's for what allows with the time that we have together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working a ton, and because of that, because I'm in here 6 days a week, full time. We don't have a lot of time to do a big, tons of other activities or whatever. Like that to change in the long term. By the way, here
So
comes
no
Jasper
hobbies.
Kitty.
Outside of consuming media and food, no hobbies. That's it. Okay, thank you.
Now, Jasper, we'll have no clawing tonight, buddy. All right? Does anyone have a question for Jasper Kitty while he's here? Hurry up. Ask Jasper a question before he gets down. He wants to crawl on you because he's so used to crawling on me. I got him.
Yeah, don't let him
I got
claw
him.
me.
Don't. Hey, now what are you doing with that foot? What are you doing with that foot? Release my arm. How dare you? You tried to get me with this foot. Okay. All right. Okay, bonus 101. I'm trying to get caught up. I'm sorry. I missed a bunch of questions because it was flying by there and I was dealing with Jasper. I know Kat cooks a lot of cuisine. What would you say is your favorite kind of cuisine that you cook? Japanese, American, Greek, anything else? What is your
And
favorite
food question.
style of cuisine that you've made overall, do you think?
Favorite style of cuisine. Oh my god.
Because you made a lot. You made Italian, you made Mexican.
But she already answered this last time. I don't remember what it was. I guess it was like chicken with something, because this dude can't eat pork or red meat, so it's just insert chicken meal here.
Definitely made shoot, a ton of American. You've definitely made some Japanese stuff, right? You've done a lot of different, you know, cultural cuisines.
My favorite thing to make and to eat would be the Japanese curry. That would be my favorite thing.
There you go. And so that has pork, carrots, potatoes, and a curry powder, right? It makes it a curry sauce, and that's eaten over white rice.
Yeah, he literally answered this exact same question last week. Literally this time last week. And then I mentioned when I was watching it that I still have some Japanese curry. And I want to make it. That's it.
Absolutely delicious. And in fact, we're making
literally the second week that they're doing this new gimmick, they already ran out of original questions to be asked.
This week we're
just cycling on food and games.
Pretty cool. Let's see here. Does Jasper have any controversial opinions on politics? Yes. However, he's saving them. He is going to launch his own political channel after this coming election. So stay tuned for that on YouTube, of course, right? Last Frontier asked, does Cat prefer Companions or Thieves Guild? Mine is the Companions because I like the Werewolf Quest. What's your favorite guild in Skyrim?
That's a troll question, but he couldn't tell. Because people are joking so hard about her playing Skyrim and being stuck on the Thieves Guild stuff. Literally, dude. Literally a troll question.
Is a great quest. I mean, I did like the Companions, but I like...
There we go. We have it now actually confirmed that she loves the Thieves Guild quest.
Thieves Guild. I like the story and the characters of the Thieves Guild.
Cool.
In Skyrim, of course.
Skyrim, right. That's what we're specific, because that's the one you've played the most of,
Yeah.
too. You did try other Elder Scrolls games, but you never really got into them, right? Which, I know you tried Oblivion when I started playing it, but you didn't really like it that much, right?
It's so old.
Too outdated for you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I guess let's jump back. We have a tip here. I don't want to miss it because it came in a few minutes ago. A $2 tip from Slie. Do you guys like Jägermeister? Have you had Jägermeister?
No.
You never had it?
No.
Jägermeister's weird because it doesn't taste like other liquor, right? Like, it has this odd flavor to it. It's like, you'll swallow it once and be like, oh, it's kind of sweet. And you'll swallow it again and you'll be like, why does this taste like cough syrup? It's just weird. And I don't actively drink it. I didn't even know about it until, like, maybe in my mid-20s when I had roommates and they, like, drank different liquors and they introduced me to it and I did a few shots of it and I was like, nah, you know, it's not good or bad. It just kind of exists.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
we drank so much Jaeger in high school and in university. Like, Jaeger bombs with Red Bull, that was the shit, man. That gets you messed up.
So, no. Not
it gets you tweaking. I haven't had it for a long time, though.
Another super chat and asks, if you could travel anywhere, where would you want to go? Here you go. If you're free to travel anywhere, where would you like to visit?
Japan. Oh, there we go.
I told him that you said that many times.
Yes. You could almost fit another Kate in the space between these two. Happily married lol LLLLLLL.
Well, look, that's just their setup, dude. That's their improv setup. After all, he's sitting on a stool. It's all very makeshift.
I know that.
I know.
Now, we're in Japan and why?
So it's not the optimal setup. And again, last week, exactly the same question. Hey, Kat, what's your dream vacation destination? Japan. Why? Because I like the food. Unironically, that was her answer. The first thing she said.
Tokyo?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, anywhere. Anywhere in Japan.
Why particularly, though? Is it what makes you want to go to Japan over other places? Like me, honestly...
Derich wants to know, does cat spit or swallow?
Well, obviously, we're talking about food, so clearly she's going to be swallowing the food. You don't spit out the food unless you're like a bird, and then you have like baby birds.
My number one list would be Europe, like somewhere in Europe,
Yeah.
you know, because that's where my heritage comes from.
Yeah.
Plus, food is very nutritious, so you should swallow it.
You know, I agree with you. I think
don't know,
going
like,
to Japan would be fun.
I mean, I said last time, I was like, well, because of playing the Yakuza games.
Right.
And being immersed in that.
Okay, there you go.
You know.
And then you played Persona as well.
Yeah, that too.
And that also kind of immerses you in that, even the food and stuff, right? Of that universe or whatever. Okay.
It immerses you in the food of the universe. Oh my god. Oh god damn it.
For me, I've always said this, like, Japan, awesome. Yeah, absolutely, I would do that. But I would one day like to do a tour of Europe, maybe. Like, they have that train that goes between all the major countries.
Right.
And to be able to take, like, a week and take, like, 2 days in one country, 2 days in the next, 2 days in the next, and spend, like, 3
Yeah.
within
Maybe if you're really nice to Mike, he's gonna let you guys have a honeymoon, and he's gonna pay for it.
a week, you get to see, like...
And we get to get some content out of it. Imagine. And I could technically see this being kind of realistic if they had some kind of a staycation somewhere in some kind of a resort in their area.
4 different countries and do fun
But he needs to be really, really nice to Mike. Like, really nice.
cuisine and everything. I think that would be pretty neat. Okay. Let's see here. We've got...
Some stupid idiot.
Yeah, just a moron. No worries. I got a $7 tip here.
They both shat on him. And she was the first. Oh, wow.
Again,
This
from
is
August.
stupid idiot.
Since I'm here, I might as well share. I like watching you, Phil, but I haven't recently. I do find Baldur's Gate 3 and Sea of Stars boring. So, big ups and to the mods for helping put in work tonight, and for Kat. And your makeup is on point tonight.
Thank you.
There you go. All right, thank you, August, for a $7 tip. And
I gotta say, her makeup game has gotten better in the 5 years, but she does look much older than she
Take one
actually
look at
is.
Kat. She doesn't speed anything out.
Well,
compliments, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Like, right now, personally, I understand. I'm juggling 2 RPGs. I'm trying to play Resident Evil along with it, but there's not much you can really do. You know, we got other games. We got Tekken 8. That's going to be huge and different, right? But then I'm also going to be playing Like a Dragon, so it's another RPG. So I hear you. This is like the year of RPGs. It's insane, the amount of RPGs that are coming out within like a 4-month period. I don't know why these game devs think that's a good idea. I personally think it's a terrible idea. It's too many RPGs at once. Like, you have to pick and choose. Like let's be honest, right? If this were a different year...
Oh my god. Now, again with the RPG talk, man.
So we would play that regardless, right? But Persona 3, the remake, is on Game Pass. And it comes out the week after frickin' Like a Dragon.
Oh.
Now, if you weren't playing Like a Dragon, you probably would have checked that out, right? Because it's free. It's on Game Pass. You played Persona 4. You loved it. But this, how are you supposed to play 2? How do you play 2 RPGs at once like that? It's insane. Like, it's too much time consuming. I don't know what they're thinking. Releasing those games so close together doesn't make any sense. Okay, continuing on.
Well, you can just pick, you know what normal gamers would do? They just pick one game that they want to play first, and they just play it first, and then they play the other one. I mean, like, why the fuck not?
We got a $2 tip here.
How is that a weird thing? This is only a problem for him because he's a content creator, so he depends on all those releases, and they should release in the order that he wants them to so he can benefit the most out of them, like with everything else.
From Marcus, he says, Kat, did you ever own an N64 growing up? What was your favorite game for the Nintendo 64 if you played it?
I feel like I'm looking at 2 Phils.
Yeah, it's a tale of 2 Phils, man. Except one of them is just not talking as much as the other one.
I think... I know Mario 64. I played a lot of that.
Yeah, 'cause that's the one that everyone, it came
Yeah.
with it. So, I mean, I think everyone played the crap out of that one, right? Did you have any other games for it, or just that? Is that the only one you remember?
I think, I mean, it was forever ago. So that's the only one I remember. I mean, I know there were other games, but it was so long ago.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Fair enough. A big $50 tip came in.
Whoa.
From Lisa Lou. I love your outfit tonight.
Oh, it's only iced coffee again.
Yeah, complimenting you on your wardrobe tonight.
The outfit is much better than last week. This thing at least looks good on her. Better than it looks on him. Because he has a similar cardigan and it looks like really bad, man.
Lou for a $50
It's almost
tip.
like, what are you thinking levels of bad?
There. Well, Lord Prince Albert, once again, he's asking a question. It's up. You don't have to answer questions like this. He says, does Phil have any interesting quirks that we don't know of? Does he put his socks on first before he puts on his pants or underwear?
What?
I know. Is there any weird quirks that I have that people should know about?
No.
It's kind of...
Except everything about him is weird.
I don't know how to answer these questions.
I know. Here's the thing, all right? Kat and I, there's certain kinds of couples, right? And certain couples are very kind of back and forth, razzing each other and stuff like that. Quite honestly, we're just not like that. All right? We're just not. We don't go back and forth making fun of each other, razzing each other. We just kind of like, relaxing, enjoying things together at the same time. You know, I help her with a game if she's
It's literally like old people, man. It's like an old folks home for like 40-year-olds.
playing it or whatever. You know, watch a play. We're not constantly
He turned her into a grandma.
a couple that goes back and forth in that kind of a relationship. Some people are, and that's fine if you are. We're just not. So when you ask a question like that, you understand we just don't have an answer. Like, no, there's nothing particularly about her that bothers me that I want to tell you guys, and now we can laugh and make fun at each other, and then she'll make fun of me. It's not like that. You understand? So
Big ups, Mr. Matt for 4 months, dude.
There's not going to be answers to those kind of questions, honestly. All right? Okay. Let's see. Well, I guess this is an interesting question from Naja. Do you ever play Zelda games, and what's your favorite one if you've played them? Did you ever play a Zelda game before? I think you had mentioned you did, right?
I played Ocarina of Time. That
see?
was my first
that
one.
was N64.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay,
see?
yeah.
So I guess that would be an N64 game.
Yeah.
Is that the only one you've ever played?
I think so. I mean, no, I think I played the... Yeah, I think so. I'm not really big into...
That's kind of weird. I would think she's into Nintendo stuff. I would picture her as somebody who likes the Zelda games. I don't know why. It just I have this impression.
Zelda anymore.
Right.
I'm
Well,
just
I mean, you
not.
don't own a console of Nintendo in
No,
ages,
I mean,
right?
when I grew up, I played those, but I just don't play them anymore.
Right.
You know.
Well, I see Haseo. He wants us to ask Jasper if he's going to meow again on stream, but Jasper has left the room.
Oh,
He's
no.
out there in the hall. If he comes back in, we'll grab him and ask him, Haseo, or if you see him, remind us. I would assume the answer is yes. The question is when. He is such... I mean, you can tell them. How often does Jasper talk?
What? Probably never.
Right.
Since he's a cat and all.
Tons. All over the house. And
That's your schizophrenia, Phil.
for some reason, when he comes in here, he like zips the lip. He clams up. I don't know if he's camera shy or whatever. Maybe, I mean, I don't think he understands what the camera is. Maybe it's the lighting. But he almost never talks when he's in here. But
Maybe he's scared of Mike Klum in the corner filming. It's making him feel nervous.
you're walking around the house, he'll walk right up to us, meow, 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 no matter what we're doing. He'll walk up and say meow, 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 out of nowhere, you know?
Oh, did Cat fall asleep? What is happening here?
Okay.
What?
Let's see here.
She's just distracted. She doesn't want to be here at all, man. Does this look like somebody who wants to be here while this dude is just reading out all the money he gets?
A shout out. So I guess we'll do that, and then we'll go back to the general Q&A here. So this is Darkside Chris. He says, I'm still alive. Yes, Darkside Chris is from Hawaii, actually. I remember. He says, first of all, $15 tip. Thank you for that. Do I have thoughts on Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero? No, I don't. I have no thoughts on any Dragon Ball game at this point. I'll be honest with you, Chris. I'm kind of burnt out on Dragon Ball. I don't really care about it. Dragon Ball is pretty played out for me. Now that I'm in my 40s, like, I don't think about it anymore. I really started watching it again. I played 5 zillion games of Dragon Ball. Even as a YouTuber, I've probably played like 5 Dragon Ball games over the years, and I just don't really see the appeal of playing the millionth one that's the same plot, the same characters. You know what I mean? And then people say, why don't you get Dragon Ball Super? Well, again, I'm not really into it. It's been so long, I don't really care about that. Oh, I know. What?
Oh, this is the best part. This is undoubtedly the best part. So as you can see, there is a screen in front of her under the mic somewhere, some kind of a screen. And he has his own laptop to the side on the left of him. So now she's pointing out somebody on the screen, like Derek does. It's like, this guy should be terminated. This guy must be eradicated.
Well, why don't you get into Dragon Ball Super? Well,
look at this.
Again, I'm not really into it. It's been so long, I don't really care about that.
Look at this. Can you this? Look at this, honey. Terminate him.
Oh, I know. What? Baby, don't worry about that.
Baby, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it, baby.
And what are you gonna do? It's just a troll. Don't pay attention to him. All right, we'll take care of him. He's a moron.
We're gonna kill him.
You don't have to be bothered by that guy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we'll get him.
I'm not bothered. I just want you to terminate him, baby.
We'll get him when we see him.
Oh, this is so awkward, man. What the fuck? Let's get a slow-mo replay
I'm not
because,
really into
of
it.
course,
It's been so long, I don't really care
huge
about
cringe.
Can you this?
Then he looks at it.
Oh, I know. What?
Oh, I know. It's just somebody making fun of you, honey.
Baby, don't worry about that.
Baby, don't worry about it.
And what are you gonna do? It's just a troll. Don't pay attention to him.
I'm gonna take care of him.
You don't have to be bothered by that guy.
No, I'm bothered by it.
Yeah, you're clearly bothered by it.
Yeah, we'll get him. We'll get him when we see him.
Baby.
But yeah, no, I really don't give a crap about Dragon Ball. I'll be honest, Darkside Chris, it's not that I hate it or anything. I just have no interest in it anymore. You know, we've covered it so extensively over the years, you know what I mean? All right, let's see here. Let's start answering more general questions now.
Like what? How can questions be more general than asking you about your favorite video game or just general questions about food? How much more abstract can you get?
Let's see here. Okay. Well, okay. We got Dan did a super chat, but I already answered this earlier today. He says, how old is Jasper? We don't know the answer to that because we rescued Jasper from a shelter, and the shelter we rescued him from didn't have paperwork that had any background history on him. Like, we don't even know where he's from. We wish we did. You know, his previous owners front declawed him only, which is weird that it would only be a front declawing. We don't agree with declawing of any kind. And the reason he was at that shelter, we were told by the worker at the shelter that he'd been there for a while because people didn't want the idea of a front declawed cat. They wanted a cat that was indoor and outdoor, and he can't be outdoor ever. He has no claws to defend himself. So because of that,
I mean, let's be honest. They got him so he doesn't fuck up the furniture because he's declawed. That's the only reason they got him.
He was kind of, stuck there for a while. Now, when we rescued him, and this was, 5-6 years ago, they said he could have been 2, 2.5, he could be 3, they didn't know, right?
He might have been 20.
Math, you figure he could be probably age range anywhere between like 8 to maybe like 10. Like, we don't know. We have
in another 8 to 10 years, he can actually get a driver's license and get the fuck out of that household.
No idea realistically because we don't have the data. I wish we did. Because it sucks not knowing how old your pet is, when their birthday is, and stuff like that.
I think they said he was 3 when we got him.
I think they had said they thought he was probably, or that was their middle guess was 3.
Yeah.
So again, he's probably.
Yo, this was strangely aggressive when she kind of decided to chime in and actually bring something to the table, and he reacted with a very passive aggressive way.
Like that.
I think they said he was 3.
Look at this now.
I think they had said they thought he was probably, or that was their middle guess was 3.
Yeah.
And he almost like hits the mic with all the gesturing he's doing.
Again, he's
God damn.
probably like 8 or 9, maybe 10. Again, dependent on the range there. So. Doug also did a super chat tonight and says, hello, Filling Cat. What's going on, Doug? How's it going?
And he shut her down immediately, dude. That's shameful.
Okay.
And you might see if he reacts like this to just a casual question about fucking Jasper. Imagine if some kind of a greater conflict arises in that household.
Let's see here. Big Mac did a super chat. What are our favorite games of all time?
No wonder she's afraid to say anything.
Do you have overall favorite games that you think of all time that you like to go back and play or that you think about?
Do we want to answer the questions again? Because we all answered last week.
Girl, what else are you going to answer then?
These people are they do this to me every day. They
okay.
ask me the same questions.
Well,
it's not always the same people on the stream. It's up to you.
Okay.
If you don't want to answer again, you don't have to.
No, I don't mind answering. I was just like, I don't want to bore people with the same,
Yeah, the damage has been done, girl. Don't worry about it. It's your husband's stream, and he thinks this is prime time entertainment, so go for it. Just answer everything.
Questions, same answers.
Right. So what was your answer? What was your answer from last week?
Favorite game?
Yeah, like your overall favorite game or games you think of some of the best of all time. By the way, be careful because you did kick the camera down and make sure it doesn't wiggle. There we go.
Stop kicking the desk, cat. Bad cat. You should spray her with a water bottle.
Well, that was of last year, right?
Oh, you mean like ever?
Yeah, like what are your favorite games you've ever played of all time? Maybe games you like to go back to every once in a while or something.
I mean Skyrim, but I mean there's only so many times you can play that game without getting bored. As much as it's a great game, I guess any like Fallout 3 is a good one to go back to. And there's just so many.
You like the open world RPGs a lot.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you like.
Yeah,
when you
I
get
do.
immersed in the world.
Because those ones you can go back and replay.
Right.
There's other ones that are just
right.
You play them once and that's it.
For me, I don't have absolute favorites. I have favorites by genre. So if you ask me what's my favorite fighting game, I'll say Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. If you ask me what's my favorite platformer, I'll say Super Mario World.
Yeah, we already know,
I
bro.
don't have an overall game that's the absolute best. It's kind of like everything in my life. I don't play favorites like that. I like variety. Because I like variety. I don't like to just play the same game all the time.
He likes variety, but his hobbies are just like watching TV and eating food.
Eat the same food all the time.
Yeah, so much variety.
It gets boring, right? I like mix.
Cat could literally do and say anything she wants. She could bring home Tyrone and literally chuck Phil and he would still keep her around. If he did not have a maid, his life would be over.
Pretty much, yeah. And we saw what happened when Panda Lee left. He was completely helpless. He was a wreck. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't even do his own laundry. This was like a 30-something-year-old dude. Like, was he like 36 or something?
Mixing it up and alternating between, and that way I don't get bored. So
Yeah.
He would be completely
okay.
lost. And of course, if she left, then that would destroy his idea of mature adult man with a full-time job and a family.
Hey, Jasper Kitty. Did you guys hear it? It was very low. Jasper Kitty. Jasper Kitty.
Now he's got to be up here to hear it.
Whoa.
Did you guys hear it?
You see, and he made a pog face. Whoa, did you see this cat? I'm gonna screenshot this. This is such a nice pog face. Whoa, look, the cat actually did what a cat does, and he meowed. I mean, spoke.
Did you guys hear it? It was very low. Jasper Kitty.
Dude, he should upload that as a short
Jasper
and get
Kitty.
like
Now he's gotta be
500
here to
views.
hear it.
Did you guys hear? He did meow. He did meow, but he was on the floor, so you probably didn't hear it. Jasper Kitty. Jasper. He won't do it now. No. He did meow. So we tried, Hiseo. We tried. And he did do it, but it was too low to the ground. You probably didn't hear it at all. All right. We got a $5 tip. From an anonymous tipper. No message attached to it. Just an anonymous $5 tip. All right. Thank you for the anonymous $5 tip. I appreciate that very much. And now I guess we'll go back to chat questions and see what the chat has to talk about. Remember, if we do slow down chat questions, we also have people who post other questions in the thread, but I don't know if we'll get to that tonight or not. We'll see what happens. This is a silly question. It's totally up to you. People, here's the thing. You might not understand this because you're not on stream every day like me. People focus on a little thing that I tell a story about, and they obsess about it forever.
Oh my god, there we
Burger
go.
King chicken sandwich story.
Bruh, but dude, how was that a little thing? He spent a combined maybe like 3 hours ranting about this over the course of like a year. He was so pissed off about it. He was so pissed off. And now he's acting like it's just something that he mentioned in passing, and people just can't let it go. When he's the guy who can't let it go. And that's the whole, what makes it funny, is that he can't let go of the fact that he got a bad burger once. And then he texted the company, and then they ghosted him.
Right? You remember how bad the chicken sandwich was, right? So now, Balloon Kid does a super chat. It says, do you want to tell the story from your perspective? Is there a big perspective difference between your side and my side of this story? Right? You know, do you even care about that to address it?
I don't.
Okay, there's your answer, Bloom Kit. She doesn't care about the chicken sandwich.
There
No
we
one
go.
should. It's been
No one
2
should,
years.
except when DSP cares about it. That's how he decides whether or not someone should care about something. If he cares about it, it's non-stop in rotation as a story that he's gonna tell. If he doesn't care about it, everybody else should shut up.
We've all moved,
regardless of any kind of
maybe you haven't,
context.
and maybe other people haven't, but I don't think anyone really cares about it. Okay, thanks. Okay, continuing on. Let's see here. Do we have any funny memories of Jasper that we remember? I mean, my general answer to that is no, and the reason being, we have funny things with him all day, every day, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's an active cat. He's always up with us. He's a very social cat. He's always involved with everything we're doing. So it's not like, oh, there's a memory of this funny thing to happen. No, every day there's so much going on. I don't have, again, I'm not someone who has these absolute memories or anything, right? Do you have any particular things in your memory of funny things he's done over the years or anything?
Like, one thing? Not really.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Any patterns or things that he does that you find funny?
Well, he could... I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
All right, it's fine.
Like,
if it's no big deal if you don't want to answer the question, you know, it's not if it's nothing special, right?
Well, she did answer the question. It was just no, pretty much.
What?
I don't know what that means.
I don't even know either, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't know what it means, so goodbye. Okay. Let's see here. Do you have any ghost stories? Look at this. Do you have any ghost stories or stories of the supernatural?
Yeah, maybe don't talk about that because the exorcism thing's gonna come up, and you probably don't want to talk about it.
Or anything like that. Have you ever had like a supernatural experience?
Well,
in
all
your
the
life?
time. Yeah.
No. So I guess the answer is no. No.
Are you sure about that?
Did you ever play Mario with
Kate wanted more mayo. She was not happy.
Oh, maybe that's the difference in perspective. Maybe that's it. Because, like, from what I saw in that picture, there was plenty of mayo. Plenty of mayo.
Before.
And I think that was his burger, too. Wasn't it? And then he couldn't eat it because he was so disgusted, so he ate her fries or something. It was a really, really profoundly stupid story.
That's even before Oblivion.
That's even older.
Even older. I
Yeah.
tried, and I played it for like, what was it, like a few weeks, like a month.
Yeah.
And I played it like 2 streams a week or something like that, and even that I got bored of it, and I couldn't keep playing it. You know what I mean? I couldn't stand it.
It's so different from the modern ones, the modern Elder Scrolls games.
Good evening, Drew Corporation. How you doing tonight? Welcome to the stream. Okay. Well, I mean, here's a question for you if you'd like to answer. How was it working retail during COVID? What was that like?
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is there? I mean,
He's not even paying attention. He's too busy counting money.
It just exposes you to how stupid people are.
What?
How gross people are. You
Yep.
know, like, and how unprepared people are to deal with like a virus. Like we've never had a virus before. Before COVID, like COVID is the first virus to break out in America. And
What?
somehow-
No, I'm pretty sure there were plenty of pandemics before. We had swine flu, we had bird flu in like the 2010s at some point. Yeah, that it has happened before.
This is a new thing, and everyone freaked out,
Yep.
and you know went and bought all the toilet paper and just acting like the world was gonna end or something. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that shit with the toilet paper was really funny. And I still can't figure out why toilet paper. Out of all the things, why toilet paper? There were people loading up whole, like, trucks and trailers full of toilet paper. That shit is wild.
Just a freaking disaster.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
No particular stories or anything that come to mind that you
No,
want to
I
tell?
mean, there's tons of stories, but, you know, I mean, there's so many of them that it would
Yeah.
take forever to tell them all. There's just
All right.
people being
But how about one? You just pick one story that comes to mind, and then you just go off of it.
gross and, you know, thinking that I'm not gonna get all political, but you
Okay,
know,
that's fine.
Just saying.
You don't have
like-
to. You don't have to. No pressure. Okay.
Well, I guess I'll give a story if none of these motherfuckers gotta give a story. I used to work in a supermarket type of place during COVID, and during lunch they made us like keep 2 meters distance between each other at the actual lunch table, so there would be actually just 2 people sitting at a lunch table at a time. And it was like all kind of superficial measures that didn't really do anything. It was really fucking funny.
All right, we'll continue on. I got a $3 tip here from Super Stoked Carl Turbo HD Remix. Curious why trolls will tip you guys but think that you're somehow going to read it. They could have just bought a Subway sandwich with it instead. They could have did anything with it, you know. They think that we're dumb or something. Like, why on earth would we waste time reading that nonsense? We're not dumb.
Nope.
Yeah.
It happens every day. I ignore it every day. This is no different than every day. So, thanks for nothing, stupid. You know, all right. All right, Dan the Man has done a $6.66 tip, which is a unique animation of me with my butt on fire. I'll be coming on screen any moment here. Here we go. Did you ever see that one?
Yeah.
So thank you, Dan the Man, for that tip. I appreciate that. All right. And we're going to jump back to the chat in a second. Just let me update the leaderboard. Okay. Oh, let's see here. FizzGig did a super chat asking, do we follow UFO stuff? I don't. I don't follow UFO.
No, you're alien enough as it
I
is.
don't really care.
You don't need
My
more of
opinion
that in your
is,
life.
If there is other life out there, great. And if there's not, oh well, I'm not really too concerned with it. My daily life does not really concern me with the existence of aliens, you know? I don't think it's really going to affect me either way, so I don't really care. But a lot of people are just, like, into it, you know, and following this news. Do you follow any UFO news?
No.
I didn't think so, no. We're a little busy with real
Yeah.
life to worry about UFO stuff. Let's see.
Well, I mean, that we're not talking about like being obsessed with UFO conspiracies, but of course that's how he wants to interpret it, so he can have any kind of an answer. It's just all about like, are you interested in it? Would you like look up a 10-minute video about it? When the Mexican aliens thing dropped, were you interested to look it up? That's all that it is. It's not like talking about like UFOs is your whole life.
Okay.
Second wife stream and already out of TAHPICS.
Topics. Yeah, they just ran out of steam, and now it's just cats sitting there cringing, and they're answering the same questions in a different way over and over again.
Nosy Real Vibes asks, were you ever into the God of War games? Are you not into Greek or Norse mythology?
And now
I know you particularly.
Now they ran out of general gaming questions, so they start asking about specific game series and what they feel about them. So, like, what do you feel about Final Fantasy, God of War, Grand Theft Auto, Elder Scrolls, and so on and so forth?
You've played 2 games, right? Did you? So you played the last 2 God of War, right? You didn't? Did you ever play any of the ones before that?
No, I didn't play the older ones.
Right. You
no.
only played God of War 2018 and onward, right?
Yeah.
And obviously you like those games, right?
Yeah.
You love them, actually. You told me some of your favorite games of those years.
They're very
but
good.
Particularly, are you into Greek and Norse mythology at all? Like, outside of that? Or
not
is it just
really.
what's involved with the games?
I mean, I think at the time when God of War came out, wasn't Assassin's Creed Valhalla out too? Or was it, like, close to that? Because
I don't remember the years, but I mean, they're all
Yeah,
close.
'cause
They definitely were close, yeah.
yeah, I feel like there's just...
No, they were like 2 years apart.
There were so many games of Norse mythology at once, where it was, like, too much Norse mythology. And then God of War Ragnarok came out, which was an excellent game, but then that was also Norse mythology, so... I mean, it's good, I like it, but I'm not in love with it.
Right.
But I think it's interesting. I do like the different, like, learning about the different gods and stuff.
Okay,
so.
cool. Let's see here. Someone, and I apologize, the name scrolled off the screen. Did you ever play any kind of a musical instrument at all in your life?
No, not fully. I tried to learn, but I never.
So
really
you did.
Time or to really like fully learn any instruments. So.
Did you want to learn a particular
So no, but yes.
instrument?
And
Like,
which
for me growing
instrument?
up, I actually always wanted to learn the guitar, and I never got to learn the guitar. It was just something I kind of wanted to do, and I never got around to it.
I mean, I would say for me, probably the violin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Classical.
Yeah.
Classical music. That's interesting.
Oh, wow.
Cool. All right. All right. Swinging back over to tips again, and then we're actually going to end up splitting the part in just a minute. An hour has already passed, if you can believe it. We got a $2 tip here. Oh, yeah. So, someone tipped $2. So I remember a long time ago you said you were watching The Incredible Dr. Pol together.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched My Cat from Hell or any other Animal Planet show, for example, The Crocodile Hunter or Dog Whisperer?
I don't know if you have. I have.
I have not. No, the only
Oh.
stuff I ever saw from Animal Planet was what we watched together. That was
That's it. Oh, I've seen a ton of them. My Cat from Hell is the Jackson Galaxy show.
Oh, I didn't even know that was his
So
show.
yeah, he goes to people's houses and like there people there, they'll have a problem with their cat or something, and usually they're like,
Do you think Cat gets a cut of the tip money?
Well, I mean, technically, yes, because he pays all the bills, and I'm sure he pays for all the DoorDash, so, yeah, technically, she does.
really mean cats. He has to like get them.
He
to,
tries
like,
to
And this is actually applause for Kat, because she is sparking a conversation here. She's actually trying to have a conversation with this dude, and he's just waiting to move on to the next question.
calm them down.
Yeah. And
By
then,
the way, don't mind me. My eye's burning right now. That's what I'm doing. It's freaking eye just started watering.
And of course, we're already distracted.
yeah, he
When Kat has something to say, he just tries to take the spotlight with generic, like, baby stuff, like his eye hurting.
kind of just like, and he gives them like a homework assignment to do so they can like.
Try to get the cat to be more personable or,
Yeah.
or more social and not be such an angry cat all the time.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I like that one the best. Like besides the Dr.
Yeah.
Pol one.
I mean, we watched a ton of Dr. Pol for a while, to the point where we got like burned out and we haven't watched it in years now, you
Didn't
know?
we finish it? I thought we got close to finishing it.
I want to say you're probably right, but I think that we only got up to the point that was around COVID,
Yeah.
and then we haven't watched it since COVID, in which case I don't know what the seasons would be like during COVID. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Right.
sure he still worked, but how did it change everything during that time period?
Yeah.
I think we got up to that, like to 2019-ish, and then we stopped watching, so. Okay. We got a $2 tip here. Oh, by the way, let's get rid of this troll right now,
Oops. Let's get him out of here.
because I'm not stupid.
The way he responds to her answers, he 100% has never heard these answers before. They've been married for over 5 years, and these questions have never arisen prior happily married couple.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, hasn't it? But he also knows the games that she plays. That's what he knows. That's how they know each other.
That's something
Because
that
he knows what games she plays, because he sits next to her when she's playing them, which is, I mean, it's a cool thing, but is that all?
talked about earlier today.
Oh, and the food.
Someone finding an exploit on
Because she gets to eat it.
So, and here's a troll, and we're going to ignore this troll here, too. A couple trolls have come in now, all collectively together.
Right. I've noticed that.
So, we're going to...
Yeah, well, she noticed that before you did, Phil. You just comment on it for no reason, so she has to notice it again and make a cringe face for the camera like she's doing right now. So yeah, good job making your wife feel comfortable on stream.
$10 tip from August. Have either of you had small animals as pets before? I have had guinea pigs, rabbits, rats. Most notably, I even owned a hedgehog who I now have tattooed on my arm.
Damn, this dude had rats? Like actual rats?
And thank you, Phil, for endorsing a local super
Big ups Burgers for the super
market
chat.
sandwich versus a Subway sandwich. I don't remember doing that. Did I do that? Did I say that a local supermarket sandwich would be better than Subway? I mean, I've eaten at local supermarket sandwiches before, and I think they're good. But I don't know anything about endorsing one versus the other. So, before we were together, did you own any other small pets before in your lifetime? Excuse me.
I've had dogs, but not small pets.
No small pets
no,
at all?
I had a hamster when I was really young.
Okay.
And then I had fish.
Oh.
I also had
What
fish,
about you, Phil?
And then I've had a couple of dogs.
Okay.
Those are the ones I've had.
Okay. Me, I mean, you guys know the answer for me. When I was growing up, I had a pet rabbit. I had 2 pet rabbits. Sadly, one passed away within 2 years of owning her. The other rabbit lived like 13 years. Crazy long for another.
Damn.
I owned hamsters when I was younger. And then I owned hamsters when I first moved in here. I had hamsters for like 2.5 years. So that's my history of, excuse me, of pets or small pets. So, okay. We already answered that last week, Andy. You said, what was the first game we ever played? My answer was Pong. And your answer, what was the first game you ever played? I forgot the answer already.
I don't remember. Yeah. Super Mario World, I think.
Super Mario World, that was your answer, yep.
Yeah.
What kind of dogs did you own when you had dogs when you were younger? Do you remember?
I was like 5.
Oh, wow.
So I don't remember.
You don't remember the breeds? Were they big dogs, small dogs?
Oh, they were like medium dogs.
Okay.
So they weren't huge, but they weren't like little.
Yeah.
So.
Rich, I mean, your answer is as good as mine. Why did someone steal my grocery cart? Because they're an idiot. Because I told you, the only thing I can think is that it was an easy steal because maybe it was full of groceries and it was right near the door, so they thought, oh, I can walk out the door and not have to put effort into stealing, right? I did have my shopping bags in the cart at the same time, so maybe they thought that's an added value to it.
Really?
Or it could be...
Imagine you look in the cart and you're like, oh my god, reusable shopping bags? I'm gonna steal this.
Be simply what the checkout person guessed that day was this person's just addicted to stealing. They just steal whenever they
They're
can.
addicted
So
to
it was there,
stealing.
presented the opportunity. What the hell? Easy, get away with it, done, right? It could have simply been that. You know, you never know, right? All right, you know what? I think this is a good time. We're gonna split the part, and
oh, is this over?
Just take a quick break. Actually, I have to pee, so we're gonna take a quick break. And what I'll probably do here is mute the mic and just put up the screen for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes for us to just quick. Actually, water refill. But we're gonna come back and do one more hour, okay, everyone? So thanks. Just hold your questions for now. We'll be.
What did Kat do during the break? Oh yeah, you can't see. So she was probably just sitting there. And then we get part 2. By the way, somebody took the effort to make them this artwork. So I guess that's a thing. We got people making artworks now.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Family night here on DSP Gaming. It's actually, I forgot to say this in part 1. It's January 17, 2024. I should have dated it, and I didn't. We're back. We took a little break, stretched our legs, used the restroom, refreshed our drinks, and now we're back for another hour. Again, whatever you guys want to talk about. Right now, no contributions to shout out. We caught up. So if you want to tag us in the chat, great. If anything comes in, great. If we do run out of things to talk about, we do have some questions that were saved up in a thread, and we can access that as well.
Oh, and the thumbnail for this, the artwork itself, it made his skin color look more toned than he is in reality. They actually gave him a skin tone, when in reality, he's just pale.
Cap Kirby says, what are our favorite animes? We answered that last week, too. Like, basically, we don't have favorite animes. We don't watch anime that often. When I was growing up, it was always Dragon Ball was the big one, Dragon Ball Z, but we don't actively watch anime, right? You know, you don't have a particular...
Yeah, they kind of made him look Hispanic.
Did you ever play any Dead Rising game? I think you
Yes.
did, right? Which one did you play?
I played 3 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think about them?
They were all right.
Yeah.
They're mess around games.
Right.
You know.
They're not meant to be too serious.
No.
Just kill a bunch
Imagine a cancer patient listening to his problems.
Oh, yeah. Or, I mean, pretty much any other person that has to work a 9 to 5. Like most people watching this.
Be replaced by a small soundboard.
You know what? That is actually a very good idea for a video. If somebody's interested in making it, it's going to be very funny.
On a second date.
I would even say second dates are less awkward than this. Much less awkward. Because at that point, at least you got a feel for the person you're going out on a date with. So you know kind of how to approach it. This is just like I said in the beginning. This is like when you're in high school and you get grouped into a group with somebody to work on some kind of a project and do something together, and you have absolutely no chemistry or intention to actually cooperate, but you want to get some kind of a grade, so you go with it.
The zombie.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not crazy for it. You're not like a...
4 was like too easy.
Yes.
It had like no challenge to it. It was just, it was like, what is this game?
I agree. What's hilarious about that is that series started off as a very difficult series. Dead Rising 1 and 2 are very tough games. And then 3 kind of went middle of the road. And then 4 completely went the opposite direction. And it went way too easy. I'd be there. Okay. Spidey, we've answered this question a million times. No, we don't go on walks. We don't go on hikes. We don't have time. Our day off consists of 80% running errands. And by the time you're done running errands all day, all you want to do is go home and relax, right? Like tomorrow.
Get out of here.
We're going to be doing grocery shopping. We got to go drive somewhere for an appointment. We got a bunch of things we need to catch up. We need to stock up on the house, right, that we're out of. By the time we're done with all of that, we're exhausted already. We don't want to go on a hike. You know, so, no, we don't do that kind of stuff.
Everybody knows I hate fat asses.
Pizza Box Gaming. Good evening.
Oh my god, I love this sound clip so much, man.
Super chat. He said, I'm happy to be here tonight. I had a rough league game tonight. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you will recover. Hopefully it's not irreparable damage.
But I thought, because I thought at some point he had like a health arc where he started quote unquote working out, which meant he went on walks. I don't see why they wouldn't go on a walk together.
And
even around the neighborhood, why not? If it's a nice weather outside, why not? I go for walks every once in a while because I got a smartwatch that tracks my steps, dude. So I want to make steps. I want to get those stats up. I want to get walking to 100.
Thank you for the super chat.
Unlock that achievement.
Pizza Box Gaming. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Sarah says, what don't you like about my job? That's an interesting question, I feel. What particularly do you dislike about what I do for a living?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
It's time consuming.
Yeah, like eating a clock.
Like about it, I think it's good. Everything else is good about it, but it's time consuming.
It's time consuming because he wants it to be like that. That's it. He made it like that. He makes his own schedule to be as time consuming as possible because everything he does, it's in the least practical and rational way possible. He made this for himself.
So let me get this straight. You don't think that you would like me to be in here for 6 days a week full time and we only get 1 day a week to do stuff?
Obviously not, but...
Right, exactly. You know, I agree with you. I don't want to be in here 6 days a week. It just happens that's how much I have to work to make ends meet, pay the bills, and do everything. You know, what are you gonna do? Do you at all like Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row? Do you like those franchises at all?
Saints Row is kind of... I don't really like Saints Row.
Is it goofy?
Right. It depends which one. Like, I think San Andreas...
She'll be on my 400 pounds life explaining to Dr. No how they don't have time to exercise.
You know what reality show I want to see her on? The one where they switch families for like a week. How was that called? I don't even know if that's still going. Was that called like Wife Switch or Wife Swap or something like that? So Phil can get some wife from like a trailer park somewhere that's super like badass and talks a bunch of shit, and Kat can go to the husband of that wife. That would be so entertaining.
The better one is one of my favorite ones. But I don't really like...
Oh yeah, they can switch Kelly with Kat. So Wings gets to spend a week with Kat, and Kelly gets a week with Phil. That would be so funny.
I played Saints Row. I played one of
it
the
is
Saints
time
Row.
consumed.
Stupid.
Time consuming,
I don't
dude.
remember which one it was. It was it was like the Gat Out of Hell or whatever.
Oh, that was the DLC for the last one. So
Yeah.
that was the expansion for 4. Yeah.
So whatever. Oh, I played 4, and then that one I didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. San Andreas is your favorite GTA. Let's see here. Keanu says, do you have a favorite mini game over the Yakuza series? Like, what are your favorite little things to do?
Karaoke.
Really?
Yeah.
The karaoke.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right, there you go. Man, I don't even know. There's been so many different ones over the years.
Well, there's bowling too.
That's
fun.
That's true. Which one had bowling?
Kamurocho.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because the recent ones didn't have it. but there's the batting cages.
Yeah.
There's the golf that's been in it.
Yeah.
There's the little mini car racing. And then sometimes they have like the commerce mini games and things that you have to do. You know what I'm thinking of the new one, the rice cookies or whatever.
Yeah, he said gal.
I was thinking about that one too.
I'm gonna get
and then
another one.
They have like the commerce mini, but there's the batting cages.
Yeah.
There's the golf that's been
Golf?
in.
Yeah.
There's the little mini car racing.
I like when he first said Galf and Tevin made fun of him so hard for that when it was so funny.
I was thinking about that one too. So
Gal?
Okay, now this is interesting.
And people bullied him because people bullied DSP out of saying a lot of stuff like thus, like robust. They made fun of him so hard for the Galf, so he stopped saying it straight up Galf because he just used to say it Galf.
Mama says, "Do you like The Last of Us?" Now you can answer this from different perspectives, right? What do you think of The Last of Us?
Well, first of all, are we talking about the game or the show?
Let's talk about the game. I
First of all, you already talked about this last week.
think is what we're talking about here.
Well, I mean, the first one, yes. I liked the first one a lot, just like most people. The first one was memorable, was a good experience. The second one was a disaster. I hated it. If you want to talk about the second one, but the first one, I liked it. I did not like the second one, but I liked the first one.
Is there something you particularly liked about the first one that was different in the second one, and that's why you don't like it?
I think the second one has some of the most satisfying murder of any game ever. Whether we're talking about murdering the zombies or the people, it's satisfying to like a fetishistic degree. It's so fucking fun. Blowing somebody up, shooting him in the face. Man.
Oh, why do I like the first one better?
Hey cat, have you ever eaten a bee?
Maybe accidentally, perhaps.
Yeah.
Well,
If she sticks her head out the window while Phil is driving, not on the highway, maybe it just happens.
the story's better.
You know, it's one of those things that just happens, dude.
There's no point.
You don't ask for it.
Stuff in there, like the second one had. More meaningful characters, more meaningful conversation.
Oh my god, meaningful. Cat, come on, man. Come on.
Just the entirety of the game was better, you know.
It's more meaningful.
For me, I think it's the tone is so different. The first game, even though the first game is dark because people die in it, right? And there's really this feeling of dread and the world's ending.
It's dark because people die in it.
There's this overall feeling of hope, love, right? How Joel becomes a loving father figure to Ellie during the game and stuff. And then you play the second game and it's like all of that's just thrown away.
Yeah.
Let's just destroy everything that you liked about the vibe of the first game in order to push a narrative. And it just didn't feel good. I want to play a game and feel good, right? I don't want to play. I already feel miserable. You already have enough real life miseries going on in your own life that when you play
How did exactly The Last of Us 1 made you feel good? I guess, yeah, you can see the bonding between the characters, but in the end it kind of ends with Joel taking Ellie away from the hospital and basically ruining any chance of the zombie apocalypse ending. So it's not a very feel-good game.
You want to separate yourself from that. Why do you want to play a game to feel miserable? Right? You feel miserable when you play Last of Us 2.
You're just going through the whole town murdering people and torturing people, like, you know. And then the other half is picking up pictures of penises that you remember?
It's like cartoon penises.
Yeah. It's like, how are you supposed to take a game like that seriously? You know? It's like part of the game is that stupid comical crap.
Right.
And then the other part is just slitting people's throats open. Like, it's terrible. And then the characters are terrible. Like, Abby is not a likable character. Ellie is just
She's
a
not.
psychopath now.
She's changed completely from her character in the first game. That's right.
Joel's dead. So, I mean, what is there to like about the game? It's just not well
The graphics. The graphics were
I
good.
guess. I mean, the graphics.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's about it, in my opinion.
This is where people have this big divide about Last of Us is I don't think even if you're talking objectively, right? You can't argue that The Last of Us, even as a series, has bad graphics. You can't argue that. The graphics are great, no matter what version you're playing.
I mean,
the gameplay
sure.
elements, they're really good. The sneaking and each one, the second one actually had new gameplay elements from the first that innovated and made it feel good. The location, right? The first one and second one have distinct different locations that feel organic and interesting. But really what it comes down to is the narrative. It's a narrative-based game. And if you don't like the narrative, you're not going to like the game. We liked the narrative of the first one. We don't like the narrative of the second. We're not going to like the second one. And there's nothing that's going to change that. You know, even over time, your feeling of the narrative isn't going to change. It's the same story. They didn't rewrite the story, right? So there you go. Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, let's
Korg
see here.
says, do you remember the first game you ever got a platinum trophy for, if you ever even got one? Did you ever platinum a game on
I don't
PlayStation?
think so.
No?
Because even now I don't care about that
Bro,
stuff.
they talked about this exact same thing last week.
You don't actively go for it.
No.
Right? If you get a trophy, it's fine, but you don't like, oh, I was aiming for it or
Right.
whatever. So you've never actually platinumed a game.
Right.
There you go. Have you ever watched shows like Survivor, Big Brother, or The Challenge? So those
Hell yeah, Survivor, dudes. The most epic show. After season 40, it gets a little bit bad, but the cool thing about everything after season 15 is that the people understand how to play the game, and especially the social game. So you get a bunch of people who are huge fans of the show going into the show, and they already know the drill, and it's really fun.
reality shows.
No, not really. I'm not a big reality TV show.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part.
When we watch reality shows, we're talking about, like, first, we used to watch Forged in Fire, which
Well,
is a
yeah.
competition show.
Oh yeah, Forged in Fire is really cool.
I do like
which is
that
kind of
one.
nice.
I do
we
like
watched
that one.
food competition shows, like some of the Gordon Ramsay stuff we've watched over
Yeah.
the years and stuff like
I
that.
should say those are the ones that I like.
Right, but we don't go crazy. I'm not even exaggerating. I know some people might say I'm a liar. Even though I'm in my 40s, I've never seen a single episode of Survivor or Big Brother. Not one. And I have no...
Because his whole life is Survivor. Is just crying about small issues and doing nothing to fix them. He is living Survivor. He's on his own island, and every once in a while, Jeff comes over and gives him a bag of rice, and then he fucks off.
to ever watch Survivor or Big Brother. I don't care about the show.
It's not. I've seen one or two episodes like forever ago.
Yeah.
But it's not. Again, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
So
I've never seen one at all. So.
And his life is also Big Brother, because he gets a camera pointed at him every day and just talks about what's happening in the big house.
Okay.
That's why I like him so much, because I can find relations to those other reality shows that I like in this. But this is actually real. There's no producers guiding the show or telling the contestant what to say. It's just this dude with his own reality show that he's willingly putting out on the internet for free.
Here. Would we ever, I mean, someone asked this last week too. Someone said, would we ever do like a react show together? And the thing is, again, we don't want to shoot anything down. Our goal is simple. Number one, to get Kat feeling at home and comfortable on streams again, right? Because she never really did. You were here only a few streams into.
Doesn't seem like she's feeling comfortable now.
And it's been so long. And to actually get into stuff together we want to do. I can tell you
Yeah.
right now what we really want to do is Like a Dragon. We think that that would be a really great idea to play that virtual island game. Anything that comes after that is maybe, but we're not going to sit here and address every single possibility of what may happen. We don't know yet. We're not thinking about it, right? We're not talking about what's a react show we can do. And what are we playing? When we're out of this office, literally, we're done talking about it, right? We don't even speak about it. And I asked you casually this week, did you want to come in here again? We're not playing. We don't have a big business plan on our wall in our kitchen of content we're going to be doing this.
Yeah, we're not. Nobody thought you
It's
did.
not that serious, okay?
It's not that serious, apparently.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah. See, here's the thing. So, No Sleep Real Vibe says, do either of us ever watch Full House, Friends, or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Did you ever
And
watch those
TV
shows?
questions.
yeah, all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, that was common stuff back then. That was like TGIF, right? It was
Right.
called. It was just the sitcoms that were on every Friday night, and you would watch whatever was on. Honestly, I didn't even like half of them. I just watched them because they were on. I watched them with my parents, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was like a family night thing. You would just watch because it was on. So yeah, we both seen those. Do I have a favorite? I think that my favorite of all those would be like the first one that started it, which no one remembers. It was called Perfect Strangers. Do you ever see Perfect Strangers?
No.
So it was this ultra like nerdy white guy, but his cousin, who's a sheep farmer from a foreign country, moves in with him. So it's kind of like an odd couple situation. And it's just the weirdest thing, but it's funny. And I just remember that was the first one that started it all. And then after that, all the other shows like Full House, Step by Step, Family Matters, all those shows started.
Hey, Family Matters.
That block on Friday nights. So
It really does.
you know, I think. Oh, by the way, I missed this one. Jones to Bones, thank you. 28 months as a member. Thank you, Jones to Bones. Just hope family night is great. Nice to meet Kat tonight. First time Jones to Bones has been on.
Oh,
so
okay.
good to have you here. Thank you, Jones. Okay, you never saw Stranger Things on Netflix, did you? You never saw
No.
it? I did, and I thought the first couple of seasons were good. I've only seen the first 3 seasons. Yeah, the last season I saw was the one where they worked at the mall. And then I think there was another season after that, but we don't have Netflix, right?
Yeah, we got rid of
Oh
it.
no.
We got rid of it. I mean, we weren't actively watching it enough to keep it, so maybe one day I would get caught up with it, but I'm not really that interested in it anymore. So, okay. Oh my god. Cyrax the Rapper, your obsession with that guy, King Cobra, I don't know what your obsession is with that guy. I really don't. But I think I can assure you that Kat does not watch King Cobra JFS. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure she's never watched his content.
Okay, can we just ask her instead of you talking on her behalf?
Snail burritos or anything like that. It's disgusting. Thanks for the super chat, though. Okay, I don't know what's up with that guy always asking about that particular person. I think what we're gonna do, since we did have people who did ask questions in that thread, I think it's only fair that we check out that thread and see if people had some interesting questions to go over tonight. And then we'll jump back over here to you guys live in the chat. But there were some people who I knew couldn't be here tonight, and they had a few questions to ask, so we can just jump through a few of these. Okay, Honage says, hey, Phil, Kat, and Jasper, I hope you're doing well. I have a question for Kat. Did you ever hear of the Shantae series, and did you ever play any of the games? If you haven't, it's a good game that I would suggest to try. It's called Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, one of my favorite games.
Oh, this one has chapters on it for some reason. Oh yeah, because this is the AI cuck made them, I'm sure. Because they have little, little icons on them. Well, I mean, big ups, at least you have this in the video, so you can skip through all the everywhere where it says gaming. And then we have impressions of Singaporean food. Man, I can't wait for that. Then we got video games Kat enjoys. Then we got... Let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it. We need the raw experience.
Did you ever see or play a Shantae game?
I've heard of it, but it's not up my alley.
No.
For type...
You're not into, like, 2D platformers and stuff like that? Because that's exactly what it is. If I remember, I think it started, I want to say, in the 2000s, but they were always handhelds, right? Like, they were always handheld games. And I wasn't into handhelds that heavily either, so I never played it, and you had never played it. Okay. Let's see here. Duke, thanks for this question. But again, questions like, what are the top 3 things you like about each other? What's a weird quirk that's over this about one? We're not that kind of couple. We're going to see.
But why not, bro? You're soulmates, right? It should be a common sense question. It should be the easiest question you can answer. Just 3 things about the guy that you're going to live with for the rest of your life that are good, that you like about him.
Stuff about each other and razz each other all night. All right, so I appreciate the question, but we're not going to go into that.
Or you can just lie. You don't even have to be honest. You can say, oh yeah, he's kind-hearted, he takes care of me, and he makes sure I always feel comfortable. That's it. 3 things. There we go. Bang. Next question.
Darth Fig, we already answered that. We're Kat's top games and disappointing games of last year. Her most disappointing game was Starfield, and your top game was Alan Wake 2, right? So there you go. Monty Mole, I'm just going to ignore that question. Again, it's another similar style question. Oh, here you go. Question for all 3. First of all, Jasper Kitty. What's wrong? He's squinting. Was he cleaning?
Yeah.
He's cleaning, so he's squinting. He must be itchy. Does Jasper want a Stray 2? What do you think? Does Jasper want Stray 2?
He does.
He does?
Yes.
Have you talked to him about this?
Yes.
Okay, and he said yes, he wants Stray 2.
Yes.
Remember, he was in here for a lot of that playthrough. He was in the room. I took pictures and everything. So, for Phil, I don't know who that is, with the huge success of Street Fighter 6, how can other fighting franchises improve without copying the Street Fighter 6 formula? Provide enough content for a variety audience. Not everyone wants to be a competitive player. So if you put enough content in the game that a casual player likes the game, but also a competitive player would like the game, you succeeded. And you have to have a good roster at launch, not 5 characters, but like tons of variety. And you have to have that on play, which is that's my answer. Let's see.
Wow, he's zooming in real close for this one. We got a manual zoom. Even Kat is helping out with the zoom.
I don't even know. This is supposed to be for you, but I don't know how you're going to answer this one. Kat, why don't AAA development companies see what indie and AA devs are going to do to succeed and try their own hand? What does that even mean?
What?
I don't even...
What? You don't understand what this means?
I don't understand.
As a full-time gamer?
The question. Do you?
Maybe they meant it for you.
No, it specifically says Kat.
Even though they actually do that, AAA games regularly steal from the indie scene. Whatever something is successful, they just do it. Escape from Tarkov was very successful, so now we're getting a bunch of extraction shooters coming out. Battle Royale was successful, so they made a bunch of Battle Royale modes in pretty much any game you can think of. Battlefield 5 has a Battle Royale mode. Call of Duty has one.
Why don't AAA companies see what indie AA devs are doing to succeed and try their own hand?
They do.
Huh? No answer, because I don't know what they're talking about.
No. He doesn't know.
Okay.
Yep. Sure. Oh yeah, and of course, MOBA games. You know, League of Legends, Dota, other games like that.
We already answered the question.
When they became successful, everybody wanted to have a MOBA.
Hobbies.
Then when Overwatch got successful, people wanted to make Valorant, even though Overwatch is already from like a AAA dev.
See here. Do you have any favorite movies or genres of movies over the years that you enjoy watching? Like, do you have a favorite movie or types of movies that you enjoy?
This is probably like the third time she's been asked this question.
Trying to think. I mean, obviously, like I said, I like the fantasy style, like Lord of the Rings movies.
Right. You had said that last week, that Lord of the
Yes.
Rings is one of your favorite things of all time when it comes to cinema.
How many hours do I have in Dota 2? Around 600.
Basically.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
I used to play it heavy
movies nowadays.
in high school because I got a bunch of friends that we played together, and I was the support dude. That Jakiro dude, the double-headed dragon, that dude was so hot. I used to slay with him.
Very good. So I
Okay.
can't think of any like modern ones, but those are the ones that I like.
Okay. We are. Geez, people just keep asking the same questions about hobbies and stuff. It's the same question over and over, so I'm just skipping it. Oh, okay. So Slayer, I think the answer here is you haven't seen it, but he says, I want to ask Kat, did you ever see any of the private reacts that I did for him? And do you have any thoughts about Singapore? Did you ever hear me talk about Singapore or anything like that? You've never watched.
Oh my God, the Singapore talk.
Because he posts them up on his channel publicly after the fact, but you've never seen them, right? I guess what he's asking is, like, did you ever see Singaporean food? Did you have any opinions? I've told you about some of the food that I saw in his videos, and it sounds interesting, right?
It
like,
does.
Like some of the street foods that I've seen, the Indian street food, or the Big Value. Remember, they're the home of the cheapest Michelin-starred dish of food you can get in the whole world.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you can get a good amount of food for
cheap.
For cheap.
You don't have to spend $100 on a dinner. You can spend like $10 and get a giant amount of gourmet food.
Yeah.
That's actually authentic and local, which is really neat.
Right.
That's some of the React videos, excuse me, that I've done for Slayer recently was food videos. So, okay. So, all right. OP Boone asks, was there a game or genre of game that you previously you didn't think you were going to like, but I maybe convinced you to like or to try, maybe by watching me play it or something like that?
I'm thinking. Because I know there was one, but I can't think about what.
Oh, you can't remember what it was?
Yeah. Shoot.
Well, what I can think of is that I did a lot of those style of game where it's, I call them choose your own adventure, but what it really is a narrative-based game where you make decisions. And based on your decisions, there's different outcomes, right? So you played a lot of the Life is Strange games.
Oh yeah, so it's a movie game basically.
You didn't think you were gonna like it, you enjoyed it. I told you I thought you liked it, and you enjoyed it, right? And you had played a few others too, right? What was it? The weird one with the decision, the heist was going on, remember? And people get shot and everything. I can't remember the name of it anymore.
Oh, that stupid, yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It was,
I can't remember the name of it either. Yeah.
It's the family that gets...
They get wrapped up in a heist at, like, at a gas station or something.
Yeah.
They get taken hostage. You played that. And you also played Tell Me Why, I think, right? That game about the kids that went to the hometown.
I hated that one.
You hated that one.
Yeah, that one.
So
Yeah,
basically,
everything
a
is
whole bunch of
stupid.
those kind of choose your own adventure games. Seeing me play them, some she liked, some she didn't. But I think her favorite was the recent Life is Strange True Colors. That's what it's called. Life is Strange True.
Oh, didn't he hate that one because it was too woke?
So another one for you.
But I mean, that game's woke as hell. Not even gonna lie.
Jasper, do not step on her because you're gonna hurt her. Because she's not, you don't want to claw her.
There you go.
Okay. So basically, OP Boone says, I know that you used to have past experience with Overwatch. And now it seems like you play other games like Skyrim or Far Cry, Yakuza, Assassin's Creed. Do you ever get an itch to go back and play a multiplayer game again like that? Have you ever really thought, I want to go back and play it?
I mean, there's nothing... First of all, Overwatch, definitely not. Because it's just boring now. And Overwatch 2 is Overwatch 1. Like, it's not even different. So, there's no interest. Like, it's... You play that game so much, and it's just boring, especially when they didn't do anything to really improve it.
Right.
You know, it's just the same game. So, and of course, anything similar is just the same. You know, a lot of these multiplayer games are just the copy and paste of. You know, they're not unique or enough for me to be interested in them.
Okay. Okay, another one for you. So now you've lived here in Washington for 6 years. Well, I guess almost. We're almost at the 6-year mark now. When you moved here, Did you experience any culture shock moments, any stark differences in the people or cuisines or climate or anything from where you came from that we were like, whoa, that's way different?
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, the West Coast is way different from the East Coast. I mean, there's no Italian food here.
Yep.
There's no authentic Italian food here, which sucks. There's a lot of authentic Asian food here, which is good.
Yep.
But there's no Italian food.
It's just the DSP answer. We instantly default to food.
Which you get on the East Coast all the time.
God damn.
Like I said, the weather is better because you don't get the giant snowstorms. You don't get the freezing temperatures.
Right. Moderate weather.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rain, but I don't really care about that. I'd rather have rain than snow.
Right.
Yes, the people here are way different. The people here are extremely different. Very, like, I don't even know how to describe it without, being offensive or whatever.
Well,
but,
I mean, let's be honest. We live on the West Coast, and the West Coast, especially Washington State, is one of the most liberal states in the entire country.
Yeah.
Okay? Everyone here is heavy left-leaning, okay? And it's hard when you're not 100% in agreement with that lifestyle. Even me, I'm middle of the road politically. I've told you guys. Now, we're not gonna...
He's talking about them like they're all swingers.
talk politics.
You're not, even though I'm not 100% on with that lifestyle, I kind of understand it, okay?
Tonight at all. Don't worry about that. But unless you're like hyper in line with the people, a lot of the times you're like, what the heck? Like the way the people act and stuff. It's just so different. Out here, pot is fully legalized. You can just go to the store, a dispensary, and just buy weed. And you see people... you
can buy weed anywhere, regardless whether or not it's legal.
Really see people walking around smoking. You can smell it in the air all everywhere. It's like,
whoa, you can smell weed. It's like in Amsterdam.
It's in other places, it's like completely forbidden in the United States. It's weird.
Phil successfully turned Ket into a Stay Puft Marshmallow version of himself, combining two things he loves, Ghostbusters and himself. Now if only she'd grow that Hogan stash.
That's very well put, M. Stoney. Big ups for the tip. The two things he likes.
She can control.
Wait, what was that? And why didn't that show up in my feed, dude? But I guess so. That is true. That is true. She can probably control a lot more things. She just doesn't really feel like it. So she lets him take control. And that's where all the problems start, because he can't control anything.
It's a combination of many things, because you have crime that is not under control, and then you have the legalization of marijuana on top of that, and then you have, all these other things. Just it makes a bad situation.
And that's coming from, a situation that wasn't like that. You know? And you move out here, and it's like, and the other thing is it's changed. Like, even since I've lived here, when I started here 10 years ago, it was different, and I've just seen it progressively get more that direction over and over every year, to the point where now it's like when you first moved here, we went to...
Bro, you literally live in a gated community and stay inside 6 days of the week. And I literally mean stay inside, as in not go out. I don't think you have a very good look at the society surrounding you.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Right?
He lives in the most, possibly the most isolated place. Unless he's like Ted Kaczynski or something.
And we always thought we're going to go back, right? We haven't gone back. We have no desire to go back because of how it's changed and how the people are out here. It's like...
Well, it's not safe to go back. I mean, when we first went there, it was nice, and there still was... sketchy stuff there. You know? But now it's like if you
it's actually dangerous. It's legitimately dangerous.
Yeah.
There's crime everywhere out there. It's like businesses have moved out of Seattle.
Tons of them.
So, it's very different from where we come from. Now here's the thing.
I have no sympathy.
I don't know if you're gonna have an opinion on this, and honestly, I don't even know if this is the place for me to answer this question. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's see if you have an opinion on it. If not, it's okay. We can skip it.
Okay.
What are your opinions on recent influx of large content creators now stepping back and retiring? For example, Tom Scott, Matt Pat from Game Theory, Meat Canyon, Captain Sparkles, Germa, among many others.
Oh, dude, this is like the easiest question to answer. You just say, well, good for them, I hope they're doing well, and that's it. That's the opinion. You don't even have to have an opinion.
From a viewer's perspective and from a content creator's perspective. Do you even know any of those people?
Yeah, so I have seen videos pop up on my feed about them. Not that I watch any of those people. I don't, because I have no interest in them. But I have seen them randomly pop up being like, oh, I'm going away or something. And, I just look at those things as like, it's not like a big deal to me. It's all, everything's a trend now. So it's like if one creator does something, a million other people
What?
do it. So,
Including literally retiring? So they... What? Cat, come on. This is like a DSP opinion, bro.
it's like, okay, so
Another one.
one guy
Now it's trendy to retire, so everybody's just doing it.
is like not making content
What?
anymore. Why would I care? You know, I don't even watch these people, but all I know is that there's always some stupid trend going on where one content creator does something.
Oh my god, he brainwashed the shit out of this woman.
Others have to follow suit, and there's no reason for it. It's
But
just,
you don't actively watch any of those people,
No.
so to you it's not a big deal.
I don't care. I don't. I'm not interested in
I don't
that.
actively watch any of them either. Now, from a content creator's perspective, it's completely different. But the thing is, this isn't. I don't think this is the venue for me to talk. Like, this is something I would talk about on my own podcast, or you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to go into massive detail about this. All I'll say is this: every name you mention is someone who's probably a million sub person.
Yeah.
Probably been making money, insane amounts of money for an extended period of time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what actually lets you retire, Phil, not like you. You physically cannot retire and probably never will be able to. So yeah, I don't feel bad for any of those people. They worked for like a decade straight to build their channel to a point where they can just cash out and retire, and that's good for them.
To the point where they're in a position where they don't have to work anymore. For the
Yeah,
rest of their life.
because they paid their taxes on time
So they have the ability to say, I
and
just
didn't
wanna
go bankrupt.
go away and live out my life basically in peripheral retirement forever.
Right.
Because I made so much money, all I got to do is invest my money and I'm rich forever, right?
It's
That's
not as
something
simple
that
as
I'll
that.
never be. I'm considered, what do they call, like a blue collar YouTuber almost, right?
No. You're considered a cockroach, not a blue collar anything.
Where I have to work every day.
And he says, I'm considered. No, you labeled yourself like this. You put that title on yourself.
I have to put in hours. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. I'm not, you know what I mean?
Could have been.
I will never be in that position. Then again,
I wondered what other videos pop up in her feed.
I actually don't know. That's very interesting topic of discussion. I don't know. Maybe some just like food making
As bad as I
videos,
feel
random
for how
gameplay.
manipulated she seems, the more she talks, the worse the takes get. Legal weed increases crime and retiring is a viral trend.
Yeah, that whole fucking it's a crazy thing. What they said about the weed, as if it's like a huge deal, a huge epidemic of weed abuse. People are overdosing on weed.
the thing is, I love what I do to the point where I like being on stream. I like hanging out.
And also, bro, you probably shouldn't be having your wife on stream with you and talk about how you can never retire. Because this means if this guy kicks the bucket tomorrow, and you know that is somehow likely to happen at some point, just like Boogie, you're gonna leave this woman with nothing. Nothing.
That's something that...
So maybe don't talk about it.
I'll never be. I'm considered, what do they call, like a blue-collar YouTuber almost, right? Where I have to work every day. I have to put in hours. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. I'm not, you know what I mean? I will never be in that position. Then again, the thing is, I love what I do to the point where I like being on stream. I like...
And she's looking at him like she's not really buying what he's trying to sell.
Hanging out with my audience. Do I want more time with my family? Yes, I do. I don't want to work 6 days a week full time. I would like to get to the point where I don't have to do that. But at the same time, these are people at such a different level from everyone else out there who's a working class content creator. You understand? They're just ginormous YouTubers who don't need to work anymore. So why would they?
Yeah, because they worked to get to that point. Just like anybody, you work to get to the point where you can afford retirement. That's just kind of how it works.
Does that say something about their passion? Maybe it does and maybe it doesn't. If you really had passion for what you were doing, would you ever want to step away from it? Or would you always want to have at least limited involvement? Some of these guys outright said, I'm just handing everything over to someone else and selling it off. Yep. It's like, so did you ever really have passion or were you just doing it for a paycheck, right? I don't know.
Really?
And again, I don't know any
Really?
people. You know, I don't know them. I don't watch their content. I think we've seen a couple Meat Canyon animations during the course of this last year on the reaction, and I haven't seen anyone else that you even mentioned. I've never seen a single piece of their content. So I would like to more fully answer that at a better time. This is not the time. This is supposed to be us answering questions together, not me from my perspective. All right. So
he hijacked the question from her, by the way. Even though she did have an answer that was like, yeah, you better not have an answer like that.
The only last couple questions here. We already talked about horror movies. You don't really particularly like horror movies, so you don't really have a favorite old horror movie or anything like that from like the classics. And
like this is the same dude, like he talking about being blue collar,
Looks like
man.
a hippo and frog hybrid.
He's talking about being a fucking a blue collar YouTuber. He making over 120K a year, and he's living in a gated community in like a 2-story condo. Like, bro, we're not the same. You're not like the common person. You're in the 1% of earners, dude. Calm the fuck down. Or in the 10%. Excuse me.
Kate fingers daily while watching Markiplier FR.
I mean, come on. Markiplier. Pick somebody else. Come on. Maybe PewDiePie. PewDiePie's got pretty buff lately.
Ever watch any of my old Cooking with the King videos back in the day? The old ones.
Like one. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. So you weren't a fan.
Oh yeah, Maximilian. There you go. Maximilian.
Okay. Because I think some people.
And the other guy, Christopher Odd.
This weird mentality that you used to like watch all of my old content.
No.
Okay, so that's not the case. Cool. All right. So we've answered all those questions, and now
The
what we're gonna
weird
do,
mentality.
It's gonna go on.
Can we do a pig go vibe check? Pig go.re, and we see weird mentality. Let's see what's gonna come up. Okay, so here people have this weird mentality, weird mentality. Wow, so many weird mentalities, dude. And what's this one about?
Weird mentality that you had to have that overproduced, manufactured style content for profit in order to actually be good, and that my old style of being raw and genuine didn't matter anymore.
I thought you were playing a character, Phil, but now it's genuine.
Miles a minute here. We're gonna jump back. We're gonna get back to shout outs. Guys, we've got less than a half an hour left on the stream, just so you know. We're gonna go till around 9 p.m.
Oh, I should watch the daily wrap? Okay, I might.
Just so everybody knows. So let's do some more shout outs on the tip side, then we'll get to the YouTube side, and then we'll get caught up with chat that's going a mile a minute to catch up here because we weren't looking at it. Okay. Let's take a look here. I'm just gonna ignore this stupid question about drama. I ignore all drama questions, so let's get rid of that.
Why do we acknowledge it even? If it's getting ignored.
Let's see here.
Acknowledging something is the opposite of ignoring it.
Oh, I don't think so, but someone did an anonymous $5 tip saying, do you have an accent? Do you have a slight accent?
I mean,
and what would you consider that it is if you do think you have one?
If I did, I don't know, because
She's not allowed to have an accent.
I don't know my own.
Right. You wouldn't notice your own accent,
Yeah.
right? Personally, I don't think she has one. But maybe you do. Maybe you think she does. I don't think she has an accent, but then again, I'm from Connecticut. So you guys tell me sometimes that you think I have an accent, right? So maybe that's what it is. Thank you for
yeah, he definitely does. Mr. Galf.
Let's see here. August
Mr.
with another
Dalphin.
$5 tip. He says, Philly Cat, I hope you've had a good night tonight. I hope that to be here before. I'm definitely will be here next week. I'm going for a vacation across the country with my girlfriend, so be safe. Well, I don't know if we're doing this again next week or not. You know, this is not something that we've committed to doing every week. We may or may not. Again, this is more, you know, how you feel.
I think they did it this week because he had a bunch of slow streams in the last couple of days. One of them, he made like $20. So, emergency cat.
If you like doing this, if you want to do it once a week, we don't have to do it once a week. Perhaps the next time would actually be when Like a Dragon.
You know she has bare minimum agency in the decisions that are being made, because every time whenever she's asked something, it's been prefaced by a bunch of points whether or not DSP wants it to happen, and then he just gives it to her to answer, pretending like she has some kind of a choice. It's like those fake choices in a video game where you got several dialogue options, but they all kind of lead to the same outcome, and they pretend like they don't, but they actually do.
Comes out and we do that island mode, but the thing is, we don't know the extent of, like, how do you unlock it? How do you get the content in it? How early in the game do you get to it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know that. So maybe it's not till like you're 15, 20 hours in. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess we have to find that out when the game comes out and go from there. But we'll see, you know, what happens. We may or may not do another one next week. Okay, I got a tip here. Let's see. Okay, so from Neutron, $1.17 tip says, particularly in your lifetime, would you consider yourself a healthy eater, or did you actually start to eat more healthy once you guys kind of got together and started making meals together?
Bruh.
I want to.
Oh, not this one.
He's fat.
Were you always like health conscious about the meals that you make, or did you?
No, come on.
Conscious when you were out here?
I grew up that way, eating healthy, so I think my whole life has been at least trying to, you know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, honestly, the meals you make are way healthier than the stuff that I was eating before.
Right.
Like, really, the stuff we eat is way better.
Bruh. No,
pasta,
stop.
and
Next
heavy,
question.
heavy cheese
Right.
and shit that I was used to eating. And, you know, our diet in general is just a lot better. By the way, almost no red meat, right?
Well,
Which
I was
is
gonna
a huge
say,
thing.
yeah, we try to pick like chicken and turkey instead of like, you know, beef because it's less fat.
Very low fat meats
Yeah.
that are better for you overall, which is great, right? Okay. So it looks like
This was this was the worst fucking question. How could you, in your right fucking mind, Darkside Phil, bring up this fucking question? How could you do that? Come on, man. You know what people are gonna say immediately. Immediately.
Super chat.
And then we just go on like a self-congratulatory tangent about how healthy both of them are, when you can definitely see both of them are very unhealthy.
Everybody knows I hate fat asses. See, the numbers don't lie. When you step on a scale that skyrockets past 300 pounds, you might be a little overweight.
Pounds. Thank you for giving me balances. With the next Fallout and Elder Scrolls games, do you think they're going to be as disappointing as Starfield was? Wow. What do you think? Do you have any faith left in Bethesda at this point?
I don't even know if I should say anything on that.
Is that
Obviously,
bad, huh?
Well, I mean, there's a tiny shred of like hope in me that it could be good, but I'm not even gonna get it. As much as I'm excited for Elder Scrolls 6, I don't want to get hyped up like I did for Starfield. Even though I know Starfield was a new IP and all that stuff, but it's just Starfield was so bad that I mean, it's not even that it was just okay or it was a little bit bad. It was terrible.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to have faith in them at this point.
In my opinion, the problem with Starfield was Bethesda's chance to show that they could rebound from
Hey,
bad
big ups
projects.
Ed Forns for the
Fallout
sub,
4
dude.
wasn't bad, but it
and now we're
also
just talking about
was
fucking
not
Bethesda
as
games.
well
Get out of
received
here,
as
man.
Fallout.
This is straight up a skip, not even a fast forward.
I think the best way to describe it is mid-milk toast, right? There's nothing special about it. When Starfield,
I don't play it.
You don't play it. Do you like it?
And this chapter is called Healthy Eating Habits, by the way. That's a nice sneak diss. Healthy eating habits.
Do you have any feelings about it?
Nope.
No, none at all.
Nope.
What was that?
How do you feel about the franchise in general? I already said maybe Japan #1 and then maybe Europe in the future, but we have no idea if we'll ever be able to do that. Vietnamese Comrade says, do you play Call of Duty and how do you feel about the franchise in general?
I do not. I don't play it.
You don't play it. Do you like it? Do you have any feelings about it?
Nope.
No, none at all.
Nope.
Okay.
It's an overhyped generic shooter, so.
There you go.
There we go. Wow, what a shock. It's the exact same opinion DSP has, except he buys it every year.
This is Cat. Who is your favorite character in Lord of the Rings? His is Samwise.
Oh, Samwise. I like Samwise.
Your favorite
That's
character.
a tough one.
Just say anybody,
Or do you
dude.
have a group of favorites?
Say anybody. Gandalf. Gandalf. Come on, just say anybody.
Nah. So just who are some of your favorites? Just name off the ones you like.
Just
You don't
name
have to
anybody,
favorite,
please.
like, overall, just who are some of the characters you really like? Things about them in the franchise, right?
Gandalf.
Yes, Gandalf.
I don't know. I like them all. It's hard to.
all right. We'll forget it then. We don't have to. I'm just
Aragorn.
saying.
I mean, they're all good. Like every single character is good in their own way. Like they're all good in their own way.
But okay, how about this? I think one of the things that's great about Lord of the Rings is that even though you have such a cast of characters, and even though you even have 4 hobbits, every one of them stands out individually, right? Like you can think about each one. You can think about Merry, Pippin, Frodo, Sam, Gandalf, Legolas, Gimli, Aragorn, and they all have iconic things about each one of them because they each.
This is like a caveman learning about character development.
Have an involved backstory, cool cultural stuff about each one. None of them are boring. None of them are copies of each other. Right?
Did he say Scroto? Wait, what?
But okay, how about this? I think one of the things that's great about Lord of the Rings is that even though you have such a cast of characters, even though you have 4 hobbits, every one of them stands out individually, right? Like you can think about each one. You can think about Merry, Pippin, Frodo, Sam, Gandalf.
Oh yeah, he says Frodo.
Legolas, Gimli, Aragorn.
It didn't say Scroto, but yeah.
Each one of them, because they
he got dicks on the brain, definitely.
each have an involved backstory, cool cultural stuff about each one. None of them are boring. None of them are copies of each other, right?
Okay, thanks, Phil.
You like the elf Legolas?
Yes, because that's the build I would play in like a fantasy, like Skyrim.
Hell yeah, that's what I would
Ranger
used to do
not
too.
Ranger, like a archer,
Yeah, a
agile
hunter.
style,
Yeah.
get him from afar, perfect shot kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
I would say he's one of my top because of that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone had said it scrolled off the screen. I just caught it at the tip of my eye there. What do you, in general, how do you feel about the Persona series? Do you like the Persona game franchise?
I played 4 and 5. I liked them both, but I liked the story of 4 better than 5 because it's a murder mystery.
Would you play a future Persona game if it came out? Would you be interested in playing a new
I would
one?
try it.
Did you? Oh, what about that new one that the makers of Persona are making, but it's fantasy, not modern? Did you see that?
I mean,
I forgot what the name of it is.
I know, I forgot it too. See, I don't really like weeb style games that much. But I did like I said, I did like Persona 4 because of the story, and I would try that new game that whatever it's called, but I'm not crazy. Like, I don't like anime. I don't like the anime style games. The weeb stuff.
I swear she used to like anime, dude. I swear she used to talk about liking anime.
But it's funny.
And now she hates K-pop and she hates everything that has to do with weeb stuff, quote unquote.
The part is when you play.
Because I guess you're a weeb when you enjoy anime, I guess.
Some of those you liked them.
Yeah.
She literally used to collect katanas, dude. That's some nice cat lore.
It's not that you're prejudiced against them, you just don't have an affinity for them.
Right. There's so many of them too. It's just like,
here's the thing, I'm similar, but I'm similar in the realm of fighting games, okay? It's not that I don't like Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue, I just don't have an affinity for that art style or that cultural style. So if you ask me, would you rather play Tekken, Street Fighter?
No, go fuck yourself. We're not listening to this.
Let's take a look here. I believe we got another tip. So, Anso Kamaru to the $1.50 says, similarly to Kat, I am a self-taught cook. I actually specialize in Chinese and Asian cuisine. My girlfriend is actually Chinese. Is there a particular person that you base your recipes on, or do you just go like random Google searches? Personally, I get most of my recipes from Instagram.
oh, Instagram's a good, it's got a lot of recipes on there.
Ooh.
I watch a lot of YouTube videos.
So, Kat has an Instagram confirmed.
I pick up things from there. I mean, I don't always actively search for recipes, but I like to watch, like different chefs, react. Like, I like those chefs react and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I learn a lot about like cooking from that.
Okay.
So
cool. If you guys are wondering why it looks like I just grew a foot, it's because I'm trying to stretch my back out. This stool is about to decompose under my ass here.
Oh my god, so much complaining about having to sit on a stool.
Better, hopefully tomorrow. All right, another tip came in here.
This dude is straight up gonna buy another chair, just so every once in a while he can sit on it. Straight up, he's gonna buy it. We're not even gonna try and get something from like the dining room or something. He's just gonna buy something.
A $2 tip from August. I want to give a thank you to the mods. You are appreciated tonight. Take pride in yourselves for what you did. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's an incredible amount of trolls. Personally, I caught
what are they
some
saying?
of them myself, but the mod team here did a good job tonight of trying to catch that too, and I appreciate any mods that were here helping out tonight. As usual, you know, the trolls will always come out in force for certain particular nights. Oh, let's see here. We already answered that. Walmart walnuts. We already said her favorite recipes are her baked chicken recipe and also her Japanese curry, so we don't need to reiterate that. Andy is wondering, are you into superheroes at all?
Oh, this is a really tough question. So some of the lore surrounding Mr. Subaru is that he forced her to watch Marvel movies. And like, it sounds pretty extreme when somebody says forced her to watch, but that's the way I understood it.
I know the answer, but they might want to hear the answer from you. Are you into superheroes or anything like that? No.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Is there a reason why you don't like superhero stuff?
Extremely oversaturation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's obvious. There's freaking too many Marvel movies. You know, it's too much. It just makes you not want to like it anymore.
Right.
But you
I
don't actually have to watch them. You have to watch the ones that you like or you think you're gonna like. Just watch the trailer, figure out if you're gonna like it. You're not forced to be watching any of those.
Like, really?
I know they're kind of interconnected, but Most of them are kind of standalone stuff.
Into superheroes before it became like, you know, took over everything.
Yeah.
But now that it has,
It became so prominent.
yeah, it's just like too many, and it's just like it's the movies are boring now. They're incredibly. I mean, I guess I understand. There's some people who really like them, and that's fine. But you know.
Yeah, but you know what? Not even as much anymore, because look at the box office results from the last 2 years. The Marvel movies are not doing that good anymore.
Well,
they're failing.
Depending,
you know?
I mean, yeah.
Most of them have not done well. There's very few. Maybe the Spider-Man movie did good, and the Guardians of the Galaxy did good, but the other 5 Marvel movies all tanked, you know, in a row too. So I think there's something to be said there. There's just way oversaturation. They overflooded the market. They thought there'd be way more demand, you know, than there really is at this point. You know.
Yep.
I think when you know that you've overflooded the market, when you're asking yourself, which version of the Suicide Squad is your favorite? What? Why are there multiple versions of the Suicide Squad to begin with? What the fuck are you talking about, right? You're out of your mind. So, now, you probably have any kind of favorite TV show.
Oh my god, this is like the 4th time.
Crawl Saul and stuff like that. We haven't really been into like a big narrative-based show, right? Like very rarely have we watched a show that's narrative-based and we watch consistently. So I mean, I don't even know like if you ever had a favorite show over time or anything, right?
Right.
Okay. Oh, let's see here.
So what? Wait, was this a no?
Or anything, right?
Right.
Oh, so we just answered on her behalf, and she just said right.
Okay.
When she was basically told to say right, and then she said right, and that's her answer. Very nice.
Oh, let's see here. Boomkit, I don't know what you mean. Any games you guys disagree on quality-wise, what does that mean?
Bro, if one of you thinks it's good and the other one doesn't, that's it.
DSP turned Cat into Linda, and this is what it is.
I don't know much about Linda, but she's definitely there in a capacity to quote unquote like do stuff for him and fulfill some kind of a utility or purpose.
Do you mean that we disagree on the quality, like our opinion on the game? I don't understand what you're saying with that.
Oh my god, man.
If you can elaborate.
Why would you need that?
Excuse me. I've already talked about our days off, and we don't have like date nights per se because we don't have time. Our day off is just us running around doing a lot of errands and stuff, right?
No, if you wanted to have a date night, you would have it. You just don't want to. Come on. It's not an excuse.
And so because of that, do we do stuff together that we like to do, like, you know, watch a show, have a drink, order in or go out to dinner? Yes, we do that, but we don't have...
Oh, so just eating food and watching TV. That's, again, a date night.
Scheduled
I mean,
date nights or...
if that's what floats your boat, I mean, go for it. But then again, you're making a 2-hour Q&A that's based around your life experiences, and you have none. Maybe just don't do the Q&A.
Dates like that because we kind of have to squeeze it in between everything else that we do on our day off. You know what I mean? So, okay. All right. At this point, I would say we are definitely winding down with the questions. I see a
No, they're really not. They got another 10 minutes.
lot of repeat questions at this point, and I think people are just kind of harping on the same stuff. I don't want to sit here and repeat. So unless we get a few more original questions in the next few minutes, we're probably going to wrap it up and call it a night. No, Tub is saying, are you going to check out the new Pokemon-inspired game, Pal World? It looks fun on Game Pass. Did you even hear about that? I don't even know what he's talking about.
No.
I don't even know what that is. Do you have a particular game that you thought was incredibly funny and made you laugh out loud the most?
Goat Simulator 3.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That game had a ton of funny stuff in it.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole game is our joke, right? Like, it's not a serious game at all. The whole setup of the game and every little mini game you're
Who
doing.
get bold faster, Cat or DSP?
Definitely DSP. Definitely am.
And it is meant to be a funny.
He's pushing it at this point, man.
Right. So, okay.
Right.
Seems ridiculous.
Definitely DSP.
No, we're not gonna. We have no plans.
But I mean, her hairstyle doesn't do her any favors, man. They should definitely try harder at curls and twirls. Teresa, if you're listening to this, try harder, girl.
Cat is a roommate at best. Loveless marriage.
I mean, I just don't see the chemistry, man. If they think they're soulmates, whatever the fuck that means for their standards, good. But, I mean, I've seen relationships. I've been in relationships. I am in a relationship, and it's nothing like this.
Play Mario Party. Tubbs is saying it's Pokemon with guns.
Oh.
Sure.
Pokemon with guns shooting things. Okay. Michael is wondering, how do you feel about the direction God of War is going? Do you think this is a good direction the way that the series
definitely.
is
I mean, the original ones were stupid. Like, it was a lot. Oh, well,
The original ones were stupid. That's such a great DSP opinion. Oh, those games I haven't played, they're stupid. She just said like an hour ago that she didn't play the original God of Wars. First one she played was the reboot.
Stupid with the immature stuff. Like,
Oh, because it's immature. Yeah, there we go. And that makes it stupid. These are grown-ass people. What the fuck? Immature.
the original ones. It's much
How was it
more
immature?
serious now, you know, with Kratos and Atreus and their stories, and it's much better in my opinion.
No, and that's funny because that's exactly what the point was. The original trilogy was supposed to be how Kratos became a god and was completely unchecked, right? He had no maturity, no intelligence, just rage. Everything he does is rage and gore and just no control at all. And look what happens. He kills all the gods and everything gets messed up.
Kratos was immature.
The last two games were about him becoming older, becoming more self-aware, becoming more mature, being a father, changing who he is, but then also having to live down the sins of his past, of his previous life. So I agree. I think that the modern games are much, much, much better than the old games were. So, okay. Have you ever been outside of America at all?
No.
Okay. Only in the contiguous United States. That's it.
The contiguous? Is that actually a word?
Sarah thinks that Kratos' story arc reminds her of my story, of how I've grown and changed.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
There you go.
There's commonality there.
I just didn't kill anyone. That's the thing. I didn't murder anyone along the way. But
Oh yeah, it is actually
All right, Derek,
contiguous.
have a
It's
good night.
it's an actual word. There we go.
all right, guys. Last few minutes here. Last few questions. Please tag us. Last chance to get something answered tonight. Brawl Bomber, we already answered that question about our favorite Yakuza game. We're not going to answer it again. Sorry. Did we watch You did not watch Invincible. I only saw part of Season 1 of Invincible and never saw Season 2, and I'm not really interested in it at this point. Do you even remember the characters from Persona 4?
I don't. It was so long
It was
ago.
ages ago, like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah,
I
I
think,
don't.
right?
I remember their names or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Indian food?
Yeah, I love Indian food.
What's your okay? Since this would be a follow-up question, I'm sure someone will ask. What's some of your favorite things in Indian food?
Chicken tikka masala.
This is so fucking
Or
pathetic.
any kind of curry that has chicken or.
To the point where I don't even believe that I'm fucking watching this.
Yeah.
It's
tried the
so
goat, but I
stupid.
didn't really like the goat that much. I
It's
like
just so
To
stupid.
it, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just two people with nothing to say, saying stuff for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Let's see here. No, we have no plans to get Jasper a cat, buddy. We've already talked about it. He's the kind of cat that wants to be the center.
Yeah, they
of
talked
attention
about
all
this
the time. If it was
last
a
week.
cat,
But they're gonna talk about it again because we got time to fill.
Okay. Do you prefer Xbox, Nintendo, or PlayStation, or does it not matter?
Oh, Xbox.
Doesn't matter.
Ah,
I don't take sides.
there you go. You're not an Xbox.
Oh my god.
Or a Nintendo.
Oh my god. And they had this exact same segment last week too, and he was trying to figure out how the Nintendo people were called. I remember it's exactly the same. But also that doesn't mean you need to be picking a side. It's not like a team you're on. It's just a console that you prefer playing games on. It's literally just what you like playing games on.
Nintendork? I don't even know what they're called. I don't know.
Something.
I swear they had this same
I mean,
segment
right
last
now,
week.
The Series S is what I've been playing on the most.
For the last year.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's amazing. It's a great console.
There you go. Okay, it's a Nintendrone. I thought it was Nintendork. I apologize. It's Nintendrone. It's equally insulting, just in a different way. Okay. Whoa. I guess this will be a bunch of tips came in out of nowhere.
Whoa,
together.
out of
So I guess
nowhere.
This will probably be our last few questions we'll answer of the night. A $10 tip just came in. What on earth? So Rick Perez did a $10 tip. He says YouTube's algorithm is now favoring longer videos and compilations. Would you
It's
consider
been
making
for a while.
video for DSP throwback, like one of your shorter games from the. So what you're saying is an entire game in one video?
Yeah, why
I'm
not?
not so sure about that. At one point that was true, and that was many years ago where they changed the algorithm. That
It
the
still
longer
is.
your video, it literally would push it to the top. I think it's based on overall engagement. And if you have a 5-hour video, what are the chances that someone's gonna watch the entire video?
Well, I think more often than not is based on watch time, and his watch time is trash.
Probably slim. So in reality, I think that would create low engagement, and that would hurt the video. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think there's evidence of what you're saying. Like at one point, I think that was the case, but I don't think that's the case anymore. So, thank you for the tip. I got a $2 tip here from Slie. Do we see any mountains around Washington? I visited Colorado. The Rockies are beautiful. Yes, there is the Mount Rainier out here. And when we drive certain places, you can actually see Mount Rainier right there on the horizon. Beautiful. On a clear day, you can see it with the snow cap and everything. And it's really, really gorgeous. But it's only from certain directions and certain ways that you go. So you can't always actively see it. It's beautiful, though. And we got a $2 tip from Little Jimmy. Did you ever watch anything from PBS? Do you remember shows like Barney or Sesame Street or any of those shows growing up?
Yes.
And did you watch them?
Uh-huh.
Which one? I know you said you would watch Sesame Street, right?
Bro, and I know he's actually trying this time to engage her into giving a full answer that is more than yes or no, because that's what a Q&A is about. But she doesn't seem to like actually get the hint.
Barney?
Yeah.
See, for me, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Sesame Street. Because Sesame Street's been around forever, like since like the 1970s, right? So I mean, there's probably like 4 or 5 generations of people who see Sesame Street. Probably 90s, right? Yeah. See, I know I watched Sesame Street, and I know I watched some other weird stuff, like Romper Room and Zooblety Zoos, like some weird shit that used to be on TV.
Did you watch Lamb Chop?
I saw Lamb Chop, but it wasn't what I would watch. You know, like I knew of it,
yeah.
But that was like right after I would have watched that style of show. Like I was getting into more my younger youth years. Like,
And now we're literally excitedly talking about cartoons for children. Like actual children. Sesame Street. Literally for kids. They teach you how to count and about letters and stuff.
You know, violent stuff. So I'm not watching Lamb Chop anymore, right? Yeah. But I knew it existed. What's up, Dark Maggot? Good evening. Good to have you here. And as we're wrapping up, because now, yeah, guys, we are down to the last 5 minutes, FYI. Last few questions of the night. Thank you all. You've been a great audience. You've been respectful for the most part. And thank you to the mod team who gets us under control tonight. Really appreciate that. And we'll get back to you about in the next week when we think we're going to do something like this again. I don't know when the next one would be. Hopefully when we do, we'll have a better stool because my ass is killing me right now. Yes, Vietnamese comrade, we do like Vietnamese food. Like banh mi and pho. I've had a banh mi sandwich, but I got the wrong one. I got tuna. It was a bad protein to have in the sandwich. I should have got like pork or something. Yeah. I blame myself. But we both had pho soup, and we like the pho. Everything's delicious. So.
And more food.
Depends what meat you get in it though. In the pho.
That's true, because you eat tons. You can get meatballs, you can get spare ribs, you can get a whole shank of meat. You can get steak, you can get chicken. You get a million proteins in there. It makes it taste completely different, right? Okay. Yeah, Dark Maggot, we're at the end. This is it, man. We're about to sign off this day. I miss it. You're gonna wind it though, right? We're gonna upload the 2 parts right after we're done here. So. Did you ever play Metal Gear Solid game at all? Ever?
Played 5.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that. You played Metal Gear Solid 5. What did you think of 5?
Well, it was the first one I played, so it's a challenging game for sure. But it was different from most other games I've played.
You never really been into a heavy stealth game at that point.
Right.
Okay.
And that was like forever ago. What year did that come out? I don't even remember.
A long time ago. I would say like, what, 2016? Something like that.
Yeah.
2015, 2016. It's old at this point.
Yeah.
It's pretty old. So. Let's see here. We already said she's not into horror movies. You can stop asking about The Exorcist. I see some people just don't listen. They just
The Exorcist. Wow. We got a good question for once.
Let's see here. We already said she's not into horror movies. You can stop asking about The Exorcist. I see some people just don't listen and they just spam the same.
Oh no! And she had a goat laugh and a deep exhale. You know she's feeling great about this one.
Questions over and over. Yeah, you know, Tub-Tubs, one thing we've never had is Korean barbecue. There are 1 or 2 Korean barbecue places out here, but they're really catered towards like group eating together, because what you do is you cook your meal there together, right? It's like a social aspect. You get like 5-6 people together all cooking on the it's not really something like 2 people will go do.
It's a social aspect.
I mean, we've agreed here, when we go out to eat, typically we don't want to have to cook our own food. You know what I mean? Like we're out, we've done a million errands, we just want to sit down and relax and eat. It's hard to do that when you have to sit there and cook your food there.
Bro, do you really consider the Korean barbecue to be quote unquote cooking your own food? It's a part of the experience. It's what makes it fun.
Something we've ever really tried.
And this dude pretends like it's bothering him. It's annoying.
I've heard it's delicious though.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. All right, guys. I think that's it. I mean, it's about to be 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
Stop at this point. Again, want to say thank you. You guys are amazing. The support tonight, outstanding. Really awesome of you to come out and hang out with us for this family night, and we hope that you enjoyed the Q&A. Again, don't know when we'll do it again. Could we do it next week? We could.
We could. If the tips are slow for most of the week, we're definitely doing it.
We're not going to say yes or no. We'll talk about it over the week. We will absolutely be doing nights where we're going to play Like a Dragon together coming up once it comes out in a little over a week. We have to see how that mode is implemented in the game to figure that out.
Oh, that's not going to work out the way he thinks is going to work out. It's mostly going to be him just sitting there and actually playing the game, and Cat just being an NPC.
But we don't know yet, right? So once we figure that out, we'll let you know. Hey, we'll come maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. It depends, too, our scheduling, too, of how we can do it. But
once a week, even twice a week.
Do that mode with you guys and have like this virtual island. That's our family event.
Well, I mean, if you look at it like that, this gimmick has already ran out of steam. because he got basically half as many tips as he got last time. Because last time he got $300 something, and now he got 180 something.
All right.
So yeah, it seems like even the hardcore dents are not caring about it as much.
Any last thoughts or last words for anyone before we adjourn for the night? Anything you want to say?
He's gonna say no.
Did you have a good time tonight?
Yeah.
Overall, it was good?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, so no, I was wrong. She said, yeah. And then she said, uh-huh. And then that was it. Very nice. Very nice, Cat. You couldn't even just say, like, thanks, everybody, for watching. Smash the like button. Have a nice day.
Again, thank you to
like,
the
what the
mods.
fuck?
The mods have been here kind of silent.
Yeah, it could have said yong out.
Helping. The trolls always come out for this crap, and they did a really good job. And definitely, I mean, one thing now, we've done this twice in a row, 2 weeks in a row. You see the difference now before how it was with Twitch, right? You see how it's way different. It's more controllable on YouTube.
Bro, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. pigpiggo.re. And we look up Twitch is the future. And here we got this very interesting clip. Let me get some, and as you can see, this is a different lady here, and this is the same guy.
Twitch, I get, like, what we're doing right now tonight, if we were just making this video for YouTube, we couldn't do it. It's the live interactivity of Twitch that allows us to do fun stuff like this. So Twitch is the future, right?
Twitch is the future, right?
Yeah.
That's what I want to focus on. That's what I want to grow. I want this Twitch channel to grow. I want more followers, more subs, more. If I could make a living solely on Twitch, I would do it.
Oh man, how have things changed?
These people would...
Oh wow, it's actually a fucking shocking difference. Both of them. I mean, like, both of them. And I know this is 2018, June 2018, but like, damn.
With constant accounts.
Actually, damn.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Now it's way more controllable, thankfully. So, you know, I think this is going to work out long term to have nights like this, but also gameplay nights where we're able to keep it under wraps. So, all right, everyone. Thank you all. Great show. And I'll keep you in the loop over the next week or so about when you can expect to see us on here again next. All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night, and peace out. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Phil. I guess I don't really have any takeaways or anything. I guess to quote Brandude,
really want that.
All right.
That's how I felt during this stream. It was very entertaining. But let's watch the daily wrap because Hate Army says it's good. Let's check it out. So here we have truth behind member bombs. Remember this? The membership Macarena from yesterday. Shout out Argentina. We had Baldur's Gate 3 Mountain Pass. This instantly getting skipped. And Family Night Take 2. Electric Boogaloo. We have timestamp? Oh, no, we don't. This actually... This cuck made a fucking breakdown of this stream. God damn it.
Good evening. Answer the truth behind the 550 gifted memberships here on the channel that seem to count, but I don't seem to be getting paid for them.
Yeah, you did. And they do.
It's not a good answer. In fact, it's pretty upsetting that this is happening, but sadly, I am powerless to do anything about it. And rather than me go into detail about it on this little, you know, kind of summary show, I'd much rather prefer if you would go check out the podcast itself, because I cover it in big detail what's going on, so you're in the know. Bottom line is, I'm just not getting paid for those, and because of that, I don't think it's fair to count those against the channel.
He literally is getting paid. He just doesn't like how much he's getting paid for him. This is just literally him lying, because earlier this day on the pre-stream, he admitted he got paid for him. It just wasn't what he expected, so he deleted them. So they don't count, even though they do, and they are real, and he got paid for them.
A lot of people are getting a misinformation idea.
Yeah, because you lied to them.
That I'm doing really, really good this month and have like an insane amount of memberships that literally are phantom memberships. So we
except they exist.
Goal appropriately. You'll see that in today's streams. Like the members are way lower by 550 because they're not real. They were fake memberships. That basically I'm never gonna get compensated for. But for the explanation, check out the show. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he got paid for the memberships that didn't get redeemed, because you know technically they didn't go through, or the ones that got refunded, he didn't get paid for them, but he got paid for a bunch of them.
First stream today was Baldur's Gate 3.
The ones that show up in his YouTube studio, he got paid for them, regardless if it's in pesos or USD.
And particularly, I liked this stream because we finished up all the content that we were doing in the Underdark. So
I'm gonna go out of the Underdark and go to this part.
Dragon Infinite Wealth comes out, she's going to be...
Oh, hold on.
Definitely Kat had mentioned to me, it was harder for her to look at the camera sitting over here. For some reason, when she was over here, it felt more natural, and over here it wasn't. So she even said, she's like, I'm noticing I'm not looking at the camera as much, and it might look weird. I'm like, don't worry, what are you going to do? It's not perfect. You know, we're trying to figure this out. Right now, the situation is not perfect. I'm sitting on a crappy, wobbly plastic stool for 2 hours. My ass
so much complaining about this.
These streams. We definitely got to get something better than that, like something that's the same height as this chair.
Also, I wanted to show you this clip for a long time.
Of course, the new thing, right? The big thing. My wife Kat has her...
Yep. The new thing, the big thing. My wife Kat.
But it's maybe either adjustable or has a padding, like maybe a little ottoman or a little stool with a cloth pad top or something. We got to figure this out. We're going to look for something tomorrow while we're out to make up for it. There's a few ideas, places we can look. So anyway, 2-hour show went well. You know, live audience had a lot of questions for us. Tons of contributions. Again, thank you to anyone.
Oh wow, look at those faces, man. This dude is crazy.
Had a lot of different
what are these faces
for us?
Look at this. I'm almost gonna play it frame by frame because it's so fucking wild. Look at this. The eyes, when he starts talking about contributions, and it's like bulging out of his skull. Insane vibes, insane. Serial killer level vibes. And then he gives you the prayer hands. Oh my fucking god. Like an actual crack addict. When the tips hit.
Who's contributing during those streams. That is so nice of you. And again, we don't have goals or anything laid out for those streams. It's just kind of a chill atmosphere so you guys can get to know my wife a little bit. You're going to be seeing more of her because she's going to be doing gameplay, particularly when Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth comes out. She's going to be coming on at least once a week, if not maybe more, for late night streams so we can do the virtual island together in the game. So it makes sense to get her, you know, adjusted and you know, ready for that and get used to feeling comfortable on streams. Which she never was, you know, when she moved in with me in 2018, she showed up, what, 2-3 times tops? And that was it. So she never really had a chance to feel comfortable here on stream. And I think that...
Yeah, because you didn't do your job to make her feel comfortable. It's like showing up to somebody else's house and you just sit in the doorway. You're just standing there. And they're not doing anything to try and make you feel like you're at home or in a positive, cool environment.
It is actually adjusting and getting a little bit better and more comfortable, which is a nice thing. So in general, thank you. Most people were nice. Of course, you had trolls that came out. The mods that were here did a really good job to try to clean it up. I caught a few on the fly as well. It was distracting for her a little bit, you know.
Well, stop making her read the chat. Hide it from her. God damn, you dumbass.
To see that in the chat. But
you know exactly what's going to happen. That's the thing that rubs me the wrong way about this whole co-op streaming situation. He knows exactly what's going to happen. Unless he's completely just out of his mind, lacking any kind of self-awareness. He knows exactly what to expect. He knows exactly what the trolls are gonna say and what kind of jokes they're gonna make. And he still puts Kat in the line of fire just for some pity tips from some dent who wanted to ask him if they like burgers or Subway.
Is what it is. It's going to be a constant element. It can't be avoided, but we took care of it, and it was, in general, was good.
It can be avoided. Yeah, it actually can be avoided. Stop exposing her to the toxic shit.
You know, a fun time, and I even asked her again after the fact, did you like it? She's like, yeah, I had a great time. So
of course that's what she's gonna say. How do you think the question was formed? Hey, Kat, you liked it, right? You had a great time, right? She's just there like, yeah.
Now, if and when Kat will be here again, that I can't really answer. If yes, when, I don't know. Will she do another stream next week? That's up to her. If she really wants to do one a week, she can. I'm not against.
Kat, you wanna show up on stream on Wednesday night, don't you? You wanna come with me on stream, right? Right? You wanna stream with me? Everybody likes it. You like it. You said you like it, so you gotta come on stream with me. Okay? Sounds good?
That. I'll tell you this. I do feel like after tonight, maybe the questions are gonna start to dry up. Only because we're getting a lot of the same questions, and we're not going to keep answering the same questions every
They already dried up. They answered like at least 10 identical questions in the identical way they answered them last week.
So maybe if she...
In also 10 other questions, at least, that were derived from those identical questions, but were a little bit more specific.
Is going to appear again, we should think of topics to talk about and things like that. Like we did talk, one of the chunks of things we talked about was the Tekken 8 demo, which he played last week and really enjoyed. So maybe we'll think of another topic that we can discuss next week if she decides to show up, but maybe she won't. And maybe instead we'll wait till Like a Dragon's out, and then her next appearance will be doing that co-op gameplay with me and see how that goes, right? I think that would be fun. We'll see. But anyway, again, great stream, great attendance, great support. Everyone had a good time, and all that will be live soon. Like, I didn't upload it yet, but I'm going to upload those parts right after I film this. So that'll be live on the channel soon. And that is it, because tomorrow I'm off. Tomorrow's my day off of streaming for the week.
Epic.
Man, we're going to be busy tomorrow. If you haven't seen any of that yet, tomorrow, join me for that. Plus, more Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. So I guess that's it, you guys. We watched some NPCs answer questions in a not very convincing manner. And then we watched the daily wrap, where apparently all of it was amazing. So I guess we had an amazing time. You guys had an amazing time, right? Right? You guys had so much fun, right? You guys had a very fun stream, I would even say. It was a lot of fun, many jokes, right? Many laughs, right? Right? You agree, right? Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna play the Scott Steiner promo, and that's gonna be it. So, there you go. Big ups, everybody. See you around next time. Actually, see you in a couple of hours for TBS. But until then, I'm gonna go out and do some errands. So, I leave you all with Scott Steiner.
Everybody knows I hate fat asses. See, the numbers don't lie. When you step on a scale that skyrockets past 300 pounds, you might be a little overweight. So right now, you are 100% fat ass. But if you eliminate the beer, the potato chips, the french fries, you got a 50% chance of losing weight. But since you like donuts and Skittles also, eliminate those and your chance of losing weight are a 47 2/3 chance. But right now, I believe you will remain 100% fat ass.